of club fantasies.
Happy Wednesday. Happy new comic book day. Welcome to the Deeper Issues Nerdcast, the place where we strive to make your hump day your favorite day of the week, if it's not already. The place where we think all the deep thoughts about all the shallow things until we have been put under the ground and are worm food. This is the Deeper Issues Nerdcast. If this is your first time joining us, we are a comic book club where each week we highlight a new #1 comic book you need no context or prior insight to enjoy. In other words, no nerdy background necessary. We prefer to feature comics outside of the two most prominent publishers in the industry, Marvel and DC, because there's already so many super knowledgeable and talented creators who can help you with that. We're more about spotlighting an indie or creator-owned comic book. Hopefully, we encourage you to walk in your local comic shop confidently, discover new worlds, compelling stories, and appreciation for modern art, and find what speaks to you. We are the anti-comic book gatekeeping podcast, the place where everyone is welcome to join in on the discussion and nerd out with us. I have a new tagline too. Maybe I'll wait. I'll hold off on the tagline because I don't want to blow everybody's minds right away on the first, minute of the podcast. Today we're going to be reading from Boom Studios, Crocodile Black. So the trade for Crocodile Black dropped today at your local comic book shop that collects issues 1 through 5. Ty and I went to all the comic book shops in Orange County. We went to Barnes & Nobles. We could not find the trade, but it is available at your local comic shop or bookstore. Hopefully you can track it down out there. Before we dive into the comic book, though, let me introduce the weekly panel of nerdsplainers, geeky aficionados, the Nerdcast Council, the dorky devotees, geeky fanatics, unconventional conventionalists, zeitgeist zealots. To my left, not replacing.
Wow.
Temporarily stepping in for pinch hitter.
Temporarily. What's she gonna womp womp? Is it my line that got the womp womp, or give it Chandra the womp womp?
It's a temporary replacing.
Sitting in. Diddy is a little under the weather. Chandra, digital marketing goddess, meme lord, Frida Cinema Directors Club member, Chandra the Jungle Girl Wilson.
That needs some context. Okay. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
I didn't even get bribed to have to say that, unfortunately.
Yeah, thank you. She, on last minute notice, after just a slew of backhanded compliments, I'm such a jerk. I was like, you know what, Chandra, I'm so sorry. Please come and be on our podcast. And she still
first asked if I knew anyone else that could possibly do it before he asked me. So
yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I'm in high demand.
She is in high demand, though. Check out Chandra over at Octopod Online, by the way, if you do want to give a little bit of context of what you do outside of sitting in my garage. And
I do digital marketing. I do some website builds, some designs, social media, which is a little bit hard right now with the state of the world.
Yeah.
It's real easy to doom scroll and, got to protect your mental health. And the first thing they tell you is to step away from social media. And how are you supposed to do that when you work on it? So that's tough, but it's still fun.
You're stuck on social media. You're going to have to listen to all the things about the egg prices. Yeah.
Chronically online. And it's good and bad.
Hence the meme lord as well. We just explained 2 out of the 3 introduction things.
That is true. I'm the one that will be sending you DMs at 3 a.m. with reels and memes.
There's an ongoing thing that Chandra says that I don't look at any of the memes she sends me. I do look at them.
No, he looks at them and does not respond to them, which is like even worse than not seeing them, because it's like, oh yeah, I saw that. I'm choosing not to even throw you a pity emoji.
I'm going to clear this up right now. I like the memes.
Then you should respond.
I want you to know confidently that every time you do send like the memes or the videos, I do watch them and laugh.
Then put an emoji reaction on it so I know. It's very unfulfilling to be carefully curating memes for your friends and send them and get radio silence back. It's not it's like you're not appreciated.
Can I get tossed into this curation of memes and videos? I will.
The more the merrier.
I won't type a response, but I will react with reactions.
That's the easiest
That's
way.
all right.
All you have to do.
So if I can get in on this curation of it, you can send me just.
And you're
photos.
really on
we can
social media too.
A new group.
I'm almost never on.
She really does. She even said that. She's like, I curate all of these memes. Like,
really
you're
do.
curating these memes.
Some people get, just the dog videos because they're pretty vanilla, and some people get the like hardcore political shit, and some people will just get the raunchy stuff. And like, you gotta decide what level your friends are on.
Yeah,
bro, send me everything, anything.
Yeah.
I'm here for a cheap laugh or for a deep thought.
No holds barred.
I got it all. I could do that all.
To my right here, the right hand at the Deeper Issues Nerdcast, the man who's got more social medias than, I don't know, the Kardashians, Mr. Tie Dye, Mr. Tie.
But is he a meme lord?
He is. I wouldn't classify Ty as a meme lord.
I send stuff. Pablo reacts to mine.
Oh.
Wow.
Pablo doesn't react.
Why'd you have to
mine,
say
so.
that right now? We're trying to get Chandra back maybe on the show regularly. You're really
I can
blowing
still get up and leave.
Yeah. She's not contractually
committed.
obligated.
Yeah.
The legal counsel, spiritual guru, yoga master, polka maniac, Mr. Tommy Jeff in the building.
That's me, the one and only.
Really though, the only.
The only.
Yeah.
The
only.
Tommy Jeff. I got to pull up the banner. This week I'm a little bit more on it, and I have people's banners like
Oh,
the
you have a banner for me?
Tommy Jeff. Yeah, it's
Holy
there.
cow!
So
This is news to me.
absolutely.
We can't see it. But,
Ah,
oh, you
yo.
can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled it up.
Now you can. Now you know. Yeah, you have a little banner right there, and now it's going away. Oh wait, no, I can't do that. Hold on. Now it's going away. Great. Now that we got all the introductions out of the way, before we dive into news and stuff, this is a little segment we call "What Did We Learn This Week?" There we go. All right. Chandra, since you're the guest on the show, let's get started with you. Did you learn anything of significance? We like to like,
Put me on the spot. So
Not put me-
normally when people ask me questions like that, my mind blanks and I can't think of a single thing that I like or do or read or know. But this week I learned two things. Can I do two quick ones?
Absolutely, go for it.
One, don't buy shampoo and conditioner at Costco before you've tried it, because I got a new shampoo and conditioner, which is basically like a 55-gallon drum, and I hate the smell so much that it's just wafting around my face and it makes me want to claw my head off. So
But you can open the shampoo and smell them.
no, it was like
One of those
like shrink
sealed
wrapped
ones.
together so you'd have
Yeah.
to rip the package and open it.
because it's a warehouse buy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Totally worth it, on sale, and it was the good stuff. But no, I can't stand the smell. So
It was the good stuff, as in it was like a brand that you're familiar with, or
yeah, I think like Nexus. I think I've heard about them in salons and stuff.
okay.
When I used to go there before I'd cut my own bangs, but that's a whole other side story. But the other thing I learned was that when I was watching Dinner in America at the Frida, that I still unfortunately love Bad Boys, but the male character, the main male character Simon, is the quintessential bad boy, with the heart of gold, but only for one girl. And he's very unstable, but he would burn the world down to protect her. It's wildly romantic on screen, but definitely something that should just stay in the movies, because those types are more likely to steal your credit card and sleep with your sister in real life. So,
Oh, 100%. They're going to knock you up and run out the door.
yeah, but it's just, they really just still do something to you on the screen. So, that's what
Yeah,
learned.
I think Bad Boys are usually. Sorry, I was adjusting. The Bad Boys are usually better on film, right? I think
Definitely.
there's like a Robot Chicken sketch where the wife was like fantasizing about Captain Jack Sparrow, and the husband was like going to do some role play, and then he starts talking about like, oh, I've been out, I got this scurvy on me, I don't know, balls or something like that. But they basically discuss like he's like, I've been on, on a ship, so I haven't been able to brush my teeth because, this is the 1600s or whatever, and goes through like all the real disgusting stuff that would probably come with hooking up with Captain Jack Sparrow in that fictional universe of Pirates of the Caribbean.
This I don't think we're talking about the same type of Bad Boys.
Well,
Like,
we are. I'm just telling you, like, the fantasy is better than the
to me,
reality.
a bad boy doesn't mean someone that doesn't brush their teeth, but
I mean, it's
Whatever.
bad.
I mean,
But what's
right.
more bad than a pirate? What's a bigger bad boy than a pirate?
Pirates seem kind of effeminate, no?
No, I mean, I'm not saying, but
Does that
doesn't that?
does that disqualify you from being a bad boy? Like, are there no bad boy, like effeminate
No,
bad boys?
no, definitely not.
There's a lot of effeminate
For
bad
my own
boys.
personal taste, I'm saying it wouldn't range towards. I suppose everyone would have their bad boy
Yeah.
character.
Yeah. Why are you putting bad boys in a box?
Nobody puts a bad boy in the corner.
Yeah. Why are you doing that? There's all sorts of bad. Anybody could be a bad boy if they really want to be.
Do you have in your closet at this moment one of those bad boy T-shirts with the the fist? You know what I'm talking about from the 80s?
I like to think that all of my.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Of what
The bad boy club, bad boy club.
Oh, the like Walmart brand, early 90s, like
Walmart.
Yeah, I think there was.
Now
I
we
remember
have to
Big
Google.
Dogs or something. Now we have to. Yeah, now we're gonna dive down a rabbit hole. But I like to think everything in my closet is a bad boy attire. Or a
Oh
bad
my
boy wardrobe.
God. I noticed.
Tommy John.
I noticed you didn't pull out the pleather vest this time.
His
So
battle
It's
vest.
first of
It's
all,
my battle vest, and it's vegan leather.
pleather.
So
you have the most dad wardrobe
Bad boy club. See, this
I've
one.
ever
Oh,
seen.
yeah.
I don't know if you can
Pull it
see
over
that.
the camera.
That one.
You have such a dad wardrobe, dude. Like, it's not happening.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
Actually, speaking of
You
my
know what?
wardrobe,
I now understand what you mean. Like an effeminate, like bad boy. Like when you mentioned like vegan leather and stuff. Like, yeah, I understand this now. I can agree with you. Like that
it's lacking an edge. That
yeah, it's
Yep.
this. There's just something. You're
Yeah.
just a little soft.
his vegan leather
Whoa, dude.
and his talking about his skincare routine before we went live. Like, I mean,
I'll defend the skincare routine on to my grave, but the
for the
pleather-
bad boys.
yeah, even then they need calluses though.
Okay.
I have calluses on my hand. All right, I lift, bro, from time to time. Okay,
Do you even live?
I work with my hands in different occasions. Speaking of my bad boy wardrobe, though, my bad dad. I'm in my bad dad phase. I just picked up this shirt today from Comic Book Hideout, by the way. One of my favorite employees there, Funky, has apparently talent. I was like, man, I knew you were like talented and nice guy and everything, but I was like, I didn't know you were like had this sort of talent. And he has a really sick wardrobe. I didn't wear my pizza hat because I was enjoying my hair, but he has an awesome like trucker hat with just like a piece of pizza that he drew on it that I loved. And this is his Lava tus manos shirt, which means wash your hands, dirty fucks. And you can find him at Funky_Garcia or at Funky_Gallery, by the way. So I have to plug my man there really quick
Nice.
on the show. Cool. So you learned that bad boys aren't all they're cracked up to be, Chandra.
I've known that. It was more like relearning, but the allure is still there on screen. That movie just does something to me.
I do want to point out Diddy is in chat and she says that Pablo's still punk. So
Thanks, Diddy.
Diddy will defend you.
Even
While-
if it's not-
feel
while
better,
Sandra
Diddy.
and I crap on you.
Feel better. Thanks, y'all. I hope you guys just like bullying me on this episode.
He is regretting the invitation to me.
I don't.
I
regret.
didn't say
I'm not
anything.
regretting any of this right now. This is phenomenal.
Ty, what did you learn this week?
Moving on.
What I learned how to set up this podcast.
Yeah.
After being producing, Pablo kind of gave me a little rundown of how we operate here. We'll have to do a little video tour one day of how
Yeah.
set this all up, which is kind of cool. I also helped with my buddy Ryan's photo shoot. So again, setting up a giant backdrop for the first time. Usually it's done for me when I go to studios. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. We should definitely do a like behind the scenes of how everything operates, because I will tell you guys, for the folks that maybe do like the production value, and I've gotten a few people complimenting it. Thank you, by the way. We are very kind of like as practical as possible with setups. And we're even a little mishmash at sometimes of like the cameras and whatnot that we're using. But I would like to show people, because hopefully maybe empower some people out there to know that like, hey,
You could do it too.
You can do it. I swear, if we
You
could
too
do it.
can have a podcast in your garage.
Yeah. You too can hang out with your cats in your garage and talk about comic books.
I've been told all I need is a phone with a camera.
I'll tell you, me and Ty were talking about opening sequences today because we're trying to find the right new music for the podcast. And in a perfect world, we would use In the Garage by Weezer.
Yeah.
Just want to throw that out there. Tommy Jeff, did you learn anything super cool this week?
You know, I don't listen to a lot of music where I'm like actually paying attention to it. And I was hanging out with someone and they wanted to show me a song from Squid Games season 2.
Is that where that's from?
So not the specific song that I'm going to talk about, but they did play. Why do I always forget the name? I grew up listening to this song.
To Squid Games? How old are you?
No, not.
I thought you were a little older than that.
No, dude, I'm like 12. You know.
Yeah.
No, so okay, so I grew up listening to Frank Sinatra. My mom's a huge Frank Sinatra fan.
Did you just blank on Frank Sinatra?
Yeah, this is why
Give the man a break. He's got the thing where someone puts you on the spot. And you're like,
100%.
listen to music in my life.
Like, no, I listen to music. I just don't.
Oh, we always started playing in the back. I don't know.
I started playing. Bruno Mars started playing. If you want to know how bad my taste of music is,
That's terrible.
But anyway, so Squid Games plays a rendition of Frank Sinatra's "Fly Me to the Moon" in season 2. Spoilers alert. And we were looking for this, and it is not on Apple Music. But Sia did a cover of "Fly Me to the Moon," and I think this is the first time I genuinely like just listened to her like voice, and she's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Everyone knows I go crazy over Miley Cyrus and her voice because I don't think you can get any better than that. I'm 100% biased, and I think that's yes, I think that's a factual statement.
You can't get better than Miley.
No.
Oh, look, I'm gonna.
But
She's
Sia,
got a great voice.
She's got a great
You
voice.
can't get better.
at the current moment. No.
At the moment, like current,
No.
I would
I'd
say current.
I'm not up to date on Miley's new stuff, except that I
She's
could buy
phenomenal.
myself flowers once. I know that.
But
I
no,
will.
Sia owned it. That's my today I learned. Sia's got a. I know she like I like her music, but I've never gone out of my way to listen to her. I've gone out of my way to put this song on.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
I like. Yes, some of these like newer age singers that are flying a little under the radar, kind of showing off their vocals with like a timeless or song like "Fly Me to the Moon." There. Speaking of Miley Cyrus, there's a really dope, and I think she did it on like the SNL 40th anniversary. I know they just had the 50th. I don't know when she did it, but Miley does a cover of 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover by Paul Simon. That is fan-fucking-tastic.
I think that's in her backyard.
Is it?
I think she also covered it in her backyard sessions, because those are my favorite. Like just her in general, like all of her singing in that is just 10/10.
Miley singing.
Yeah. If you haven't, check out YouTube. She has a backyard session.
I have
And
seen
it's
YouTube.
phenomenal.
Do you know of YouTube? We're live on YouTube right now.
It's funny, Miley's trajectory going up, and her dad's just hitting rock bottom, and then
When did her dad?
diving
I think her dad just had
under.
achy breaky heart, and that was it. I don't.
I'm almost positive I just saw a video of him playing at one of the inaugural things that was the biggest train wreck I've ever seen in my life.
He did have a modern song.
This was just kind of him going
Billy Ray
off
Cyrus.
the cuff.
Yeah, I'm sure he's
I'm
wild. That's Billy Ray for you. All right, everybody knows what you sign up for when you go to a Billy Ray concert.
Look, the best thing that Billy Ray's ever done for the world is create
Miley?
give the opportunities to his daughter. 100%.
I agree.
Miley is the best thing.
I support Miley's. I mean,
It was the Liberty Ball. I'll send you a link to it, and you can
His son.
Judge it on our own.
marvel.
at Billy Ray.
Oh,
His son's
so bad.
I know about Billy Ray.
It wasn't even a performance, though. It was just like wandering around, like the guy lost his way, kind of a thing.
I love that. That sounds typical Billy Ray.
I'll send it to you. You can ignore it later.
Wow.
Metro station.
Thanks for asking what I learned this week, y'all.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
Pablo, what did you learn this week? Yeah.
It's okay. It's all right. This week, so I feel like my generation in general, we're all, I guess, in similar age groups here, more than previous generations suffer from imposter syndrome oftentimes.
For sure.
Like you're in a situation where you feel like, do I belong here? And maybe kind of, it's my therapist used to say that you have a Bruno in your head, right? Like in Luca, he's like, oh, don't listen to stupid Bruno in your head. We suffer from that a lot. I had an opportunity to do a couple of different fun things production wise within the last couple of days. Some of them stepping outside of my traditional comfort zone. And I went into them kind of feeling that sense of imposter syndrome. And there was a quote that stood out to me this week, by the way, that's like on a posted note that I posted on our stories, and I'll repost it again. That was just make it exist, worry about it being good later. And then, like, that's such the perfect motto for the podcast that we do. We started this kind of trying to figure it out as we went along. And I feel like just up until recently, like we kind of started finding our voice, a structure, making it good. We started it just to make it exist at first. And it was something that developed. But in being in, then this is my kind of like, I guess, trying to rally people out there, hopefully. In being in some of those situations, I did initially feel nervous, and I'm like, do I belong? But then in the act of doing those things, and in the act of having created something that I'm trying to make good along the way, I felt, I don't know, a little validated, because I was like, oh, I understand this, or I understand maybe this workflow or the way that things should be operating. Or for me, like particularly on one of the things I'm used to being like the person that helps run the production. And I wasn't the person in this case. I was like, I just want to learn. I want to see what else other people are doing, how they're doing it, and just be a resource and an asset. And I tried to think of what I need in those situations and tried to like kind of come in and help out as much as I could. And I learned a little bit about, I guess, just the feeling of imposter syndrome, and then that I have skills that don't pay the bills, but I have skills that happened that came along through the act of making something exist and doing something. So
it's a good feeling, isn't it?
It is a good feeling
when you get that.
But I would say also, I learned that imposter syndrome is just the stupid Bruno in your head. That oftentimes you should be, if you are in the room, you should be in the room. I don't think anybody's in the wrong place ever. And I encourage anybody out there that if you want to do something, if you want to create something, as Ty said earlier, we'll hopefully show a little bit of behind the scenes on how the production works here at the Deeper Issues Nerdcast. We'll pull the curtain back because you can do it. That's what I learned. I can do it. And I think everybody else out there can do it. Hopefully that somebody out there watching the show, and hopefully somebody that at some point sees our workflow, will be empowered to be able to do something like that as well. Did your camera overheat, Tommy Jeff? You have to turn it off and then turn it back on, and then it'll. But I just learned about imposter syndrome. That's what I learned about. So hopefully, if you're out there feeling imposter syndrome, I will tell you that if I can do it, if Ty is out here doing it with me, Tommy Jeff kind of got pulled into this. He's not a podcaster, but we've made him into a podcaster. And
he was our legal team.
Yeah, he was just our lawyer. Just brought in to be legal. But yeah, you can do it. Don't feel like an imposter. You're in the right room.
Or even if you do feel like an imposter, do it anyway. And
do it anyway.
Work your way through it.
So the cool thing is we have comments. Master Shake is in the YouTube comments saying that he does a wrestling show every week and watches zero wrestling.
You'll be fine.
Yes.
That is Pumps, by the way. He hosts the abdominal stretch with us on Saturday. What's up, Pumps?
And then Johnny California is in chat too.
Johnny California, man, the myth, the legend. Hello, sir. Yeah, absolutely. Just do it.
I feel like the things that I learned are really stupid compared to all of your deep and insightful things that you guys learned this week.
Very stupid normally. This was just something.
Well, no one clued me in to have something profound to say. So.
No, you don't. It doesn't need to be profound.
I didn't get notes.
All I said was I learned how to set up the stuff.
Well, but
it was like everyone was feeling really proud about something they did, and I was like, "Fuck, I love Bad Boys."
You should be proud of that.
I mean, like,
own it.
Yeah, own that.
Own that shit. Yeah, that's good.
Dude, imposter syndrome is such a real thing, though. I feel like
is.
that in every aspect that is not work, but even work half the time. I just feel like everything in my life is just I'm impostoring through it. And like what gets me through it, though, what's really cool about it is everyone who's like above me or more successful or however you want to view it or like doing what they want to do, they all feel the same thing.
Yeah, everybody feels it, but I wouldn't look at you in any of those. And I've worked with you outside of podcasting and stuff, and I would never be like, oh, this person doesn't belong here as an imposter. You're always very good and on point. But it's us that get in our own way sometimes, right? That's why it's like the don't listen to stupid Bruno. Like it is, the mind is the weirdest thing because it almost has the ability to like ask a question and respond to itself. Like you can go to the back and forth of
you are your biggest worst enemy.
Absolutely. So
I think the internet too, there's so many things and places and people, and you compare yourself to every single thing you do and like to what you've done, and it's never as good or whatever. And, or, you know what I mean? It's just
comparison for sure is the thief of joy. And then there was another person that, I mean, Stan Lee even talked about how he's like, which was kind of maybe to my own detriment sometimes, but he's like, do things the way you want to do them, do it your way. That doesn't make you any less of a creator because you're creating in a different sort of fashion. I mean, we kind of see things on TikTok now. Like I'm a perfectionist where I'm like, I want to put things in front of a green screen and kind of sharpen things out. And then some of the biggest TikTok creators on the planet have a weird blurby cutout, but it's not about that. It's about the do it, make it exist. It'll be good later. It will. The more you do it, it will just inevitably get better. And yeah, if you feel like an imposter, you're probably it's just you telling yourself that.
No, 100%. I love this. I love everything about this.
Yeah.
I was not expecting this to be here today. Like I learned this week.
And yeah.
Like, I think this is phenomenal.
I did. I learned that this week. I went into like a few situations that are outside of my normal comfort zone. And I even, put myself in check in the sense of I always have something to learn and I'm not above, even like within productions. Like I don't want to be above anything. I want to be able to help the production and do what's best for the production. If that means rolling up cables, if that means lugging things around, if that means running to the store, if that means operating a camera, if that means being in front of the camera, if that means setting up lights, I'm willing to do it and know that also I'm not going to be an imposter and doing it enough because I don't know, just made things happen at this point. So make that shit happen for yourself. I wasn't trying to get insightful. This is just,
but you got insightful.
It's just who you are.
This was just genuine. This is just,
I think authenticity means a lot too. So if you're doing something from your heart or like something that you're passionate about, it means more than if you are perfectly polished and everything's top-notch quality or whatever. People can relate to people being passionate about something. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the other thing too is like people get like you're getting in your head a lot because you look at social media like TikTok, Instagram, all of that, and you just see highlights. Nobody's posting their failures.
I do.
Well, and I treasure you as a person if that's what you do, because
I really do on my personal one. Yes. Never my business one, because there's.
I would hope not. Yes.
Yeah,
but
I don't want to be on my business one going, I failed today. But on my personal one, I'm like, I'm such an idiot. Look what I did today.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
But it's a highlight reel, and I think that's what also causes us to not know it, because you just got to put it out. Like you just got to do it. You just got to do what you want to, and worry about the quality after. Because as you get more comfortable with whatever it is, you become a better version, and it becomes better as well.
Yeah.
The more you prepare too, the better things.
Ooh, proper preparation prevents piss poor performance.
Good job. I'm surprised you could say that.
There is I hate to keep quoting everybody, but I do like to listen to advice, obviously, for the people that do the things that I eventually want to do and do them better. There was a Stephen King bit of advice about, he's like, just write. He's like, if you write for 1 hour every day for a year, you're inevitably going to become a better writer at the end of that year. And I think so. It's just do. Go out there and do. Don't feel like you're an imposter. If you have the passion, if you're wanting to do something, you're not an imposter. You're the person that should be doing the thing that you want to do. Anyways.
Because no one's going to do it better than you if it's what you want to do.
Nobody's going to do it. That's true.
talking.
All right, hello. That was a brick wall.
It doesn't matter. Remember?
It does. See,
Just
look,
do it anyway.
we just made one of those mistakes we were talking about.
Actually, you made the mistake.
That's
but-
it. Look, I do that. That's part of the charm of the show. We're fucking up all the time over here. Ty and I got one of the best interviews that Ty and I ever conducted.
Uh-huh.
I didn't realize that my microphone
I know. I
didn't
was
have any
there.
power.
I saw the.
No, there's a different one.
Oh, this happened.
It's happened more than once. Absolutely.
At some point, you do need to learn from your mistakes, though, and try not to replicate them over and over again.
We do. We eventually learn from our mistakes. Cool. Well, this is news and stuff. We're not journalists, but we do keep our ears to the nerdy streets. Sometimes we read stories, sometimes we read headlines. Most of the times, just the headlines. This is news and stuff. I have to pull up all of these PDFs once more. No, there they are. Check this out. Okay, well, let's just jump right into this one, I guess. The Clayface film finds its director. So a lot of news actually coming. Should we just kind of talk about all the DC things in one? Because there were so many DC studio things that came out this week. So aside from just Clayface finding his director, also I think in the same interview, Peter Safran, is that who it was?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who was James Gunn's cohort, also talked about how DC is going to be very, I guess, ambitious here within the next couple of years. And they want to say,
Yeah, Peter Safran, am I saying that name right?
Yeah.
Said that they wanted to accomplish 2 live action films, 1 animated film per year, and also targeting 2 live action and 2 animated series for Max per year.
That's a lot.
So 7 films annually for DC Comics.
And in that is Clayface. Which there's 2 Clayfaces, right? I don't know. There's like one that's like an actor and one that was just like some criminal.
That's what I should have put as what I learned this week.
About the 2 Clayfaces?
Yeah, because I only know I think like all the cartoons I've watched, they're all the same. It's like he was an actor, accident happened, now he could be any actor. And then like obviously the DC the original Batman 90s animated series, they kind of go into that lore.
Great. Now I got to learn about is the Batman early anime, the 90s one you said has that one?
Yeah, like the one with Mark Hamill.
All right. The 2 Clayfaces.
Kevin Conroy, yeah.
But there's 2, I guess. Oh man, if I search the 2 Clayfaces, firstly, the 2 Clayfaces is also a badass name for a band out there. I just throwing that out there. If there's anybody trying to figure out a cool band name, the 2 Clayfaces. I'm not going to dive down this rabbit hole, but who knows what's going to happen. But what's the name of the director here, Tommy Jeff? My eyes is real bad. For Clayface is James Watkins. He lands. I love also, by the way, that I pulled this from like Deadline's Instagram. They're like, James Watkins lands the Clayface gig. It's like, what? Just the Clayface gig, just like very casual. I want the Clayface gig. James Gunn, where's the, I don't know, other gigs that are available out there?
He did Speak No Evil, Eden Lake, The Steel Day, The Woman in Black. I'm just like reading off Google like what he's done. All
right. I'm for it. And it's going to be we didn't pull our graphic tie. It's going to be a body horror film, I think is what they're describing it as, which right now, one of the most famous body horror films is
The
Substance. Yeah. So it's so weird. Has that been a term? Because I feel like that just kind of entered the zeitgeist as soon as like The Substance was a thing. But it was like, it's a body horror.
Well, I mean,
I guess
Walrus, yeah.
Anything that Cronenberg did.
The things like the OG body horror.
Yeah.
In a way.
What would that be like? An actual body turns into something else?
Like an overly grotesque
like
body.
The Fly?
Oh, yeah, like The Fly, I guess, would be a body horror film. I don't know. Now I got to find out what other body horror films out there. All the body horror film aficionados. But yeah, I guess Clayface is going to be that.
Oh, Swallowed. The
Is that about
Autopsy of Jane Doe, Under the Skin, The Bay?
Under the Skin? I think, is that Swallowed one? That's about a real disorder. About like, I think I saw that one. It's about a woman who like has a weird OCD thing where she
Swallows things.
Yeah, like a toy car or
it says after a drug run goes bad, two friends must survive a nightmarish ordeal of drugs, bugs, and horrific intimacy.
That's not the one you're
That's
thinking
not
of.
the
I think I know what you're talking about, where the woman is like in a house and she just eats a lot of stuff.
Yeah, she just eats a lot of weird stuff, right?
Yeah, I never watched it. It sounded boring. But...
It's weird, is what it is.
So is any kind of body mutation,
So
would that be considered
like
body
Human
horror?
Centipede?
Oh, I guess that's okay.
Human Centipede is.
I never saw it. I
and
never had any
then
interest.
Silent Hill is also one.
Why is Silent Hill?
Why?
I don't know. It's just pulling up.
What about Slither?
Ooh.
My fave.
Isn't that a James Gunn film? Actually,
Slither?
yeah, I think Slither's James Gunn.
So good.
Yeah, it is really good. I think that was one of his early horror films, right? Am I wrong about that?
Looking up
Michael Rooker.
James Gunn directed and
Yep.
written by James Gunn for Slither.
Yeah,
2006.
Slither's
I
great.
totally knew that.
Yeah,
I was just testing you.
and now he's the head of
That's on
DC
point.
Studios. James Gunn also confirmed that Robert Pattinson will not be the DCU's Batman. We did get a little. I think I'll tell you. I think I like this. Like, cool. As long as Matt Reeves' Batman still exists, there's a slew of Batman comics on comic book shelves everywhere. There's all sorts of different versions. I'm on board. If you gave me 3 or 4 Batmans, give me a Batman. Actually, have you guys seen the Batman animated series on Amazon Prime? It's amazing.
Yep.
It kind of hits a little bit of that 90s nostalgia, a little bit more adult. So great.
I don't have Amazon Prime.
What? Why did you say that like that though? Like,
I
Because
don't
he's
know.
standing on principle.
is that yeah?
I can't talk right now.
What's going on over there?
I support you not having it, and I wish that I had those principles and could not have it. But I really have gotten used to getting things delivered next day.
I've never used Amazon for my own personal use.
It's a sickness.
I see that. Yeah.
Be more of a-
I got some judging on the side of the
I know.
table
Yeah.
over
What's with
here,
all this
like-
judgment over here?
Judgment.
The other side of the room's coming at me, guys.
This is just where we live.
He's hungry.
Loki, that's not even Loki. I'm starving right now.
I get it.
Oh,
I'm on day
sorry.
2 of my diet, and I'm hangry.
It's brutal.
So bad. My
The-
brain is eating itself, kind of thing.
Yeah, that could be happening. Your brain could be eating itself.
Yeah. And there's
Are you
not a
doing?
lot to
What are you
go,
doing? Are
but
you doing like a specific diet, like, or just calorie counting? Or are you
I gotta
doing
stop eating every single thing I see. That's my diet.
just do low carb?
No, I'm not jumping on your bandwagon.
We'll get
No,
Carbs are just too good, dude.
they really are.
Mhm.
carbs are good.
I love dessert.
I am down for as much Batman stuff. That's what I was gonna say.
You don't think it's weird to have a different Batman all the time?
No, we've had this many Batmans and Spider-Mans as I'm even on board if Sony and Disney wanted to do that with Spider-Man, which I wish they would. We need an Amazing Spider-Man 3. I would love to see that continuation of that character.
Tom
Hopefully.
Holland is amazing.
Well, Tom Holland is the MCU Spider-Man, but they
Oh.
introduced Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, and I would be okay with seeing those versions of that character continue their story.
Right, with Tom Hardy as Venom.
Just like the way I love X-Men 97, I love that continuation of that version of the X-Men, the X-Men that I grew up with on Saturday mornings. I'm all for, as long as it's quality. At this point, it was cool. I think we were all in the ooh and ah of the early comic book movie phases, that it's like, wow, there's a connecting universe. We see all our heroes on the screen at the same time. That is cool. I'm not against that, but I also just want you to make good quality versions of things. And if that means, hey, I'm going to use this character in this way, I'm going to use this character in this way, I'm on board with that. I don't know.
No one's paying attention. To
Nobody's going to be confused. I don't know. They're figuring out trouble. Are you wrong? Am I wrong here? What's
No, I
No,
agree.
no, you're
Sorry.
good. Yeah,
I
you're
can
good.
multitask, all right?
What?
Producing over here.
Producing. Anyways, yep. Very ambitious. Also, actually, let's stay on the topic here of DC. Looks like DC's doing a lot of things.
Since we're on the topic of DC, we have a Abigail in the chat that says, "I love Batman comic books." Just want to shout that out.
Nice.
Oh, that's my niece. That's Labby over there. Oh, and Kate. Wow. Hello, guys. Yeah, Batman's great. More Batman, the better. Elvira is officially. They announced that they're going to do a brand new crossover with Harley Quinn and Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, from Amanda Connors and Jimmy Palmiotti. Is that right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, which is the team.
That's like the powerhouse team for Harley Quinn.
Absolutely. They definitely brought Harley Quinn into being the multidimensional character that she has become.
Yeah.
Within the DC universe, within DC Comics, as well as they did a really awesome Power Girl run. I think they kind of helped flesh out the Power Girl origin story. This is a deep diving, nerdy sort of thing. But Jimmy Palmiotti, if you're a fan of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, if you're a fan of Harley Quinn, guess what? They're getting a crossover comic.
This is still the Cassandra Peterson Elvira?
Yeah.
Didn't they do some reality TV show where they were trying to find a new Elvira like years ago?
I think that's a now thing. I think, didn't they just start that? Isn't that a new thing?
I don't know.
Tommy? Sorry, Tommy Jeff. Tommy Jeff, look it all up.
I'm trying to help. I got my computer now.
Oh, yeah. Ty does have a computer now. This is a pretty official producer over
I
here.
know, I'm not the only one for once.
Look at that. We're all, I mean, I also have a
I could have sworn that reality show was like a few years ago. Is that a fever dream I had?
The search for next Elvira was in 2007.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So
that was so long ago.
Obviously last year.
Yeah. That's how it all meshes together.
So whatever happened with that though? Did they find a new Elvira?
Clearly not.
2007 was the search for the next Elvira. One season. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Sorry, I was in my head about this.
So what happened with the winner? Why did she not take over official Elvira
duties?
Because Cassandra Peterson still has it. She's like 70 whatever and is still rocking. But
we almost met her.
Oh,
she's great. I don't know. You can't replace Elvira.
You can apparently replace Batman, so you can't replace Elvira.
But Batman's different.
Because that's a page character that someone's playing, and she created Elvira.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, wait. Did she create Elvira, or was she hired to play Elvira?
That's a good question. I don't know, but she's just she's very intertwined with that. She just is Elvira. Like that's like a wrestling gimmick. It's like somebody else. I guess what am I talking about? They made the show The Young Rock, but it's like if there was somebody else who was Stone Cold Steve Austin. There's only one Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, like that's a character that you are. I don't know. Maybe they could replace her. Who knows? Didn't she technically replace Vampira?
Well,
or didn't she just kind of steal Vampira's gimmick?
Yeah, it was like a what do they call that? Not an evolution, but
oh, you found the winner.
What happened to them?
April Wallen.
What happened to April Wallen?
It says in 2015 published her first novel, an anthology called The 13 Offering Stories of Ithra. What is? It's like an about page. I found like her actual website, but like in the headline it shows.
Well, that's who it is.
Winner.
What's her name? April Wallen.
Yeah, here I'll airdrop it to you.
This is interesting.
Just kidding. Can I airdrop it? Yes, I
can. Well, it would be interesting if we found some answers. Not.
We need answers.
Not watching you Google.
Oh wow! She kind of. Well, she does. She looks not like Elvira, but she does look like. I'll airdrop this to you, Chandra. We'll just all airdrop this to one another. She kind of. I could see why they picked her.
Okay, but why didn't she take over? What happened?
He says you can find her attending masquerade balls, steampunk events, and comic conventions every year. She's been a volunteer at San Diego Comic-Con International since at the age of 16, and now has a table in the autograph area.
Yeah, she currently lives in Los Angeles. Let's get her on the show. So, there's a picture of her dressed up as Elvira, and let me tell you, she looks like Cassandra Peterson. It's crazy. Yeah. April currently lives in Los Angeles. She has a near constant habit of nerding out at anything comic book, movie, myth, fairy tale, or supernatural. You can find her. Yeah, get on this show, April. We need to find out.
So when that comic comes out, we'll invite her over.
She hasn't been at any of the cons that you've gone to?
No, I don't. I didn't even know to look for her, to be honest with you. This is just a new discovery. This is happening in real time.
Because Midsummer Scream, there was an Elvira booth, and I think it was Cassandra Peterson though that was there.
Yes.
She was just at Creep by Econ too, Cassandra Peterson.
So she's still doing the rounds.
She's still doing around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe she just decided she didn't actually want to retire and kind of took it back.
The show was a gimmick. The show was just like, hey,
Well, every reality show is a
yeah,
gimmick.
but this was specifically like, there's no way replacing. But let me tell you, this is cool. I want to know more about April Wallen. Look her up, folks. April Wallen, AWAHLIN.
Someone's got to know her.
Somebody's got to know her. Somebody chat. Johnny California, I know you know April. Let's get her on the show. That's a goal. We're going to set that goal right now. We're going to mark this. We're going to clip this up. April Wallen, please come on our show.
But her claim to fame is winning the next, what was it? The real next
she's
Elvira?
an author.
She's a writer. She's a nerd. She grew up in San Diego, home with Comic-Con. She's yeah, that's what it says. She loves going to we go to cons and like comic books and movies of myth and fairy tale and the supernatural. And we also attend masquerade balls and steampunk events.
Did you hear? This is
how are we not friends?
A segue, but Bowers Museum in Santa Ana had a briefly run fantasy exhibition just like a couple months ago, and I was so excited to go see it. And then all of a sudden they closed it just in the middle of the run that it was supposed to be on for like 3 months, and they said it was due to unprecedented environmental concerns. And I want to know what the hell actually happened, because that doesn't happen. So
what?
I know.
Like an art exhibit?
It was like a whole thing with like movie props and first run editions of fantasy.
Some stuff had like lead and
like,
asbestos on it.
No,
That's what it was.
There's something else that went on. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out.
That's where COVID-19 came from.
No, this was like a couple months ago.
That's where COVID-26 came from.
But they didn't close the entire museum, just that exhibit.
That's where the bird flu came from.
Oh my God.
That's the next pandemic.
The last she posted on
oh, you found her on social.
Yeah, February 8th.
We're getting creepy now. We're just now
Google. All right.
No, I mean, but we're stalking her social, but we're stalking her live on a podcast, so it's less creepy.
Okay.
It's interesting because she only did one official appearance as Elvira in Oklahoma.
We're gonna get her to do an official appearance on the show.
Are you?
But I wonder if she can even use the name anymore. What if she? What would be awesome? Like
she still does cosplays for it. Like she still shows up as like an Elvira lookalike.
I want her to show up on the show, and she should take over the vampire gimmick, and just 360. It's like, what? I know you won this Elvira thing, but technically, why don't you just become the new vampire? Because that's in that public domain at this point.
Dracula is.
We're just thinking of just like Dracula is.
Mm-hmm. That's a public domain.
Yeah. See, there we go. Is Vampire? How old is Vampire? I guess is from like the 50s. So I don't know if that's
technically
75 years. Is that the cutoff now or something?
I think it's like 75 years plus.
Or 85? 75 plus like after death.
Yes.
It is not public domain.
Vampira?
Yeah.
But so just become Dracula.
Well,
please.
technically Dracula is based off Carmilla, so
Soprano?
Mila Nurmi, or I don't know how you say her name, the one who played Vampira, she is buried at Hollywood Forever Cemetery.
Oh.
I've seen her grave.
Go visit Vampira, folks. For the first time in 20 years, Marvel and DC are doing an epic crossover, according to Comic Book Resource. There is going to be a new, let me tell you, I loved all these comics. These were the most 90s thing ever, but the Amalgam Universe and Marvel versus DC and the weird story that was. And actually, one of the few things that I still collect, if it's missing, I have I'd say I have 95% of all of it, like even the spin-offs. But if I do find something, because I feel like I'm constantly discovering, I love all the Marvel DC crossover stuff, but apparently it's happening. And here's time we have to tell you all about it. Oh no, we have it in. I'm sorry, he sent it to me in the chat, so I have this. Damn it! I was just try to pass the buck over here.
So yeah, they're doing a crossover for this.
Oh, there we go.
I'm pulling it up and everything too. They are doing a crossover for this. It is going to be really cool.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. Anyways, moving on. Next
stages to working with Dynamite or anything, because they've Counter and Paul Leone worked with them in 21 and 22.
Wait, that's the Harley Quinn
Yeah, isn't that what we're talking
No,
about?
No.
we're talking about Marvel versus DC.
So that is we're talking about
then yeah,
Marvel.
no, I'm
So
yeah.
Dynamite is crossing over with DC to do the Elvira Harley Quinn book. Actually, that's good that you said that because we needed to close. We fell down a weird rabbit hole on
Yeah.
that one, but a really cool rabbit hole because now we really need to track this girl down.
That sounds.
No, Marvel and DC are
Don't
doing.
say it like that.
Yeah, I know. Now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds very strange. Marvel and DC at Comics Pro that happened in beautiful Glendale, California this past week. DC and Marvel have been teasing a lot of new projects out of this week's Comic Pro 2025 Reeler Expo, but the biggest news may come from one of those publishers, but not from one of the publishers, but from both of them. During the presentation today, DC Editor-in-Chief Mary Javins and Marvel Editor-in-Chief CB Cebulski. I should really probably know these people's names if I'm going to get anywhere in this industry and how to probably pronounce them, jointly announced that DC and Marvel will cross over yet again later this year. There's some really cool artwork that came out of this from Jim Lee and Scott Williams and Alex Sinclair. And they cover the new DC versus Marvel Omnibus, which I think is a collection of all of the original Marvel versus DC and Amalgam Universe. That's crazy. That's really awesome cover, by the way. I can't pull it up, but look it up, and I'm all on board with getting that omnibus. I'm not huge into buying omnibuy, but I will buy this omnibus. The huge is not so massive considering the success of the recent omnibus collection from the past DC Marvel crossovers, not to mention the limited edition JLA Avengers collection that was made available as a fundraiser for the Hero Initiative back in 2022. But yeah, I guess when the comic industry is facing uncertain times, it's time for everybody to pool together and make things happen. So really cool. I think that we're going to get a Marvel versus DC crossover. Do you know, I don't remember who gave this answer, but there was an answer of like, who would win? And this is like the age old comic book debate in a fight versus a Batman versus Superman.
Whoever's writing the book.
Yeah. Whoever the writer
Whoever the
wants
writer
to win.
is.
Exactly. So I'm excited to see who's going to get on board.
But also,
into
it would be
writing.
Superman. Batman's not a real hero. He just has a lot of money.
Look.
But anyway,
But he has the superpower we all want.
money.
Money.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the real superpower.
I think Superman's got the power I want. Just give me the ability to fly.
Whoa. Oh,
Like,
all right. I thought
honestly,
this was
like-
good. I thought-
Where did
Oh,
you think
yeah.
of
I
that
don't know
one?
where this was going.
I don't know where you think it is either. I just want to be able to fly. Like,
Did you ever watch
I agree.
that- I know it was a book, but did you ever watch the cartoon of like all of Batman's contingency plans to like kill off the Justice League?
What?
Like he
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's one of my favorite books actually is called Identity Crisis. I think it's
Yes.
Ed Brubaker. That was about how Batman slowly became more paranoid. And yeah, he had contingency plans to kill the Justice League. And not just that, like his sense of like righteousness. So much so that that some other members of the Justice League are caught doing something that was morally ambiguous. It's really well written. And so they had to wipe Batman's memory so he didn't forget. So he didn't remember what happened in that situation because he was going to hold them accountable to this thing. I don't want to give it away. But in turns, he becomes more and more paranoid
Yeah.
over time. And eventually it all kind of comes out and it's like a big scandal amongst the Justice League. And it's basically just, it's exactly that. It's just like a scandal in a situation where you wouldn't think that, would exist amongst all these perfect godlike characters, basically.
Paranoid billionaire. I could believe it.
No,
We're living it.
no, really?
what are you
It's a
talking
little
about?
too close to reality.
Yeah, it's a pretty good read. Check it out, Identity Crisis, and it leads to a lot of different things in the DC universe. Kind of when I fell off a little bit too.
Yeah.
We got a first look at He-Man this week. And you have to bear with me while I pull this up. But yeah,
No
get out your special socks, nerds. There's a little glimpse of He-Man's peck, his hand, and a portion of the sword. First looked at Nicholas. This is an insane by the way, this is an insane cast. Have you guys seen like
Yes.
all of the people in this Amazon Prime movie?
Yeah.
It's really crazy and kind of awesome. The dude who plays like the mountain is in it,
Who
right?
is Nicholas Galitzine? What has he been in?
He's gonna be He-Man. That's how you're gonna know him.
He's not been in anything else?
What other things has he been in? I don't know. I just
He
know
has
him now.
been in red, white, and royal blue.
He looks like he's 12.
He's been in Cinderella.
He looks jacked apparently now.
He's been in Bottoms. He's been in Handsome Devil.
Oh, he's like a rom-commer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jared Leto is gonna be Skeletor.
That's funny.
Allison Brie is gonna be Evil Lynn. Idris Alba is gonna be Duncan or the Man at Arms. Sam C. Wilson is gonna be Trapjaw. Let's see. I'm trying to think of anybody. These other names. There's other names that I'm sure people know all these deep cut actors in, but
But
I
who's
don't.
playing the tiger?
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know He-Man, but I know there's a tiger.
CGI. Hopefully a Henson animation puppet.
The tiger from The Hangover.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Actually, there's. I don't know if you can do that anymore. I don't think you can get live tigers for stuff like that anymore.
I'll be upset if someone's playing Battle Cat.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think
not the name.
I don't think you'd be able to. I don't think that would fly. Ever since Tiger King came out, everybody got all save the tigers. I don't know. I'm excited about this. I guess
They had to save the Tiger King tigers, and now they've got to do something. So they're put them to work in Hollywood.
There you go. Bam. They got to do something. You can't be released back into the wild like that. They're just used to their tiny
domesticated.
cages. Yeah, they're domesticated.
They're used to that high life.
Those are movie tigers. Gotta put them in the movies. They can only survive by being in the pictures. Oh wow! All right, look at
Tony the
Humps
Tiger.
knows exactly what I'm talking about here with Identity Crisis. Yeah, Dr. Light was the MacGuffin of that
Of course-
entire story.
Of course he was.
He is a dirty, dirty bird.
Why
Yeah.
not Constantine?
What in Identity Crisis?
Yeah, was he not? I don't remember it.
No, Dr. Light was the
He was the one that wiped the memory.
It
he
looks
was the one that got
very
his memory
CGI.
wiped. Oh, you have an image. I'm sure that's not a close to final image of it. I can't. It's not going to be that.
I'm
right?
just saying it doesn't look like a real tiger.
Ty,
you
you
don't
put
have to be
in.
concerned. Is what
Oh.
my point is.
It's supposed to be a Battle Cat. That's
Dude,
why.
speaking of Constantine, Keanu Reeves is like, I didn't get to put that in the notes, but Keanu Reeves is like really looking for like the second movie.
I would
I'm
love
for it.
that.
I'm for that. Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
There.
Go on.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to reference the photo you pulled up because that is Battle Cat in his armor.
Mm.
So you can see the tiger. You can see the tiger mouth.
Oh, so you're saying it might be a real tiger underneath? Is that what are we saying here?
I wouldn't say it's real. It's most likely CGI'd.
Okay, thank you.
But that's
bringing
bad.
it
Thanks for
up.
the. Thanks.
Sorry, I was just
Clarified.
Thank you.
I will tell you know who is. Never mind. I'm not gonna dive down that rabbit hole. But LSU kills a tiger once every 10 years, pretty much, because they put it in the center of their school in a tiny little cage. But we won't go there.
Still?
Oh yeah,
Well,
still. I think there's even a gas station that has one as well.
add that to the things I'm protesting.
Man, I don't want to end this on a terribly somber note, but this was the biggest news to come out of this week, and Michelle Trachtenberg, at the age of 39, passed away. This is an image from Collider from 1985. This is crazy because me and Michelle Trachtenberg are the same age. And she was, I grew up on that version of Nickelodeon. I remember her and Harriet the Spy. I love Euro Trip. And that was like one of her first adult roles. That movie has a very special place in my heart. That soundtrack has a very special place in my heart. I skipped school to go see that movie. Michelle Trachtenberg was in it. And I don't know all of the details on why a celebrity like this would die so young. I think, what are the details? Mine?
She had a liver transplant in the last year, is what I heard. And I don't know what from, but I do remember like last year or a year before or something, she was looking very gaunt and yellow and sunken in, and people were concerned and making comments and instead of her being like, no, everything's fine. Or, I mean, it's her own medical. She doesn't have to talk about whatever she doesn't want to, but she was very like, I'm fine. You're stupid. Like, fuck you haters, that kind of a thing. Like, so something was going on. And then apparently she had a liver transplant. And then now she was found by her mom this morning.
And she was New York. In her apartment.
In her apartment.
Yeah. Really sad because I feel like for a moment there she did kind of, and it's always weird whenever you're reading a story like this because I don't want to just feed into this rising star but she did, I guess, I don't pay attention to celebrity culture all that much, but she was everywhere for a minute, or she was kind of like keyed up to be this next kind of it girl, and then nothing kind of came, and who knows, all the things that come with celebrity and fame and, being a child actor into transitioning into adult actor. Fucking Hollywood is terrible. I don't think I need to explain that any further. But yeah, crazy that she was so crazy young. Is there a reason why she had the liver transplant?
Well, that's what I was assuming from the way that she was looking previous to. I just found out she had a liver transplant today when I looked it up, but I do remember her looking like yellow, so obviously her liver was failing. I don't know why. Could have been any numerous reasons, or drugs and alcohol. Who knows? But
I hope that's not. Do you have something, Tommy Jeff? You have a very furrowed brow over there.
I'm looking for it.
Yeah.
The rumor and all the things that I read about it when I looked it up today was that her body rejected the liver transplant, but I think that it's been quite a long time since the
Well, that's who were you reading this from? What was the source?
People. They.
There is no.
They. I just read them. I didn't.
There is no official statement by a coroner's office or anything like that. The family has not put out an official statement as well. The only, at least in terms of the cause of death, the official statement put out by the family is there's no suspicion for
foul play.
For foul play. Yeah.
So one of the others said cardiac arrest, but that could be byproduct from some like liver failure or something else.
What's funny is as I'm looking up Michelle Trachtenberg, like the thing that pops up like to autofill it on Google is like Michelle Trachtenberg cause of death. Apparently this is probably a pretty common Google thing at the moment.
Well, yeah.
But I was just kind of, I guess, trying to look at her filmography. Like I said, for me, it was, Buffy, right? She was in, of course, sorry, Buffy fans out there. I'm not a Joss Whedon guy.
I never saw Buffy, the series.
Yeah.
Because as I was telling you, the original Buffy movie.
Chandra, this is why you're welcome.
Far better.
Back on the show anytime. I agree.
Plus, speaking of death, Buffy the movie had like the trifecta of awesome deaths. People like, oh my God, I just blanked. Donald Sutherland, Luke Perry, and Paul Rubens.
Yeah, Paul Rubens is gold in that movie.
So good.
If you haven't seen Paul Rubens' performance in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, it's fantastic.
His death scene is a classic.
It is a classic. She was in Gossip Girl, The Christmas Gift, Supermansion, Guidance. I forgot she was Penny in the Inspector Gadget movie with Matthew Broderick.
That's right.
17 again. She was Maggie. There looks like there was a Sleepy Hollow show from 2015 where she played Abigail Adams. NCIS Los Angeles. She was in something called Sexy Evil Genius.
Did you see that thing I sent you?
Weeds? No.
It's like a post like, yes, she was Harry the Spy. Yes, she was Dawn. She was Regina, the Ice Princess. They wrote, but let's not forget that she was the girl comforting Seth Green in the music video for Fall Out Boy for This Ain't a Scene.
Oh, yeah.
That brief scene, but that's her with Seth Green.
No matter what her cause of death was, we can all at least agree that she died way too young. Yeah. She was very talented for her time, and rest in peace, Michelle Trachtenberg. Thank you for the memories, at least, that you'll leave behind. Hopefully, that is if I don't want to assume that she had any kind of issues, maybe there is just genuine health issues. And of course, like I said, you hear all the ingredients of like, oh, child actor turned adult actor. I hope that's not the story. If it is the story, either way, who am I to say anything about it? But definitely offered a lot of really great stuff that she'll be immortalized in forever. So rest in power. Moment of silence for Michelle Trachtenberg. All right. Anything else from? Oh no, we have a thing
We
here.
have a big one.
Which one are you talking about? The Queen of the Ring score? I feel like I should talk about this on the abdominal stretch. By the way,
No, that's not what I was going to talk about. But yes, that is.
what is the big one though?
Lucasfilm head Kathleen Kennedy is reportedly retiring this
Oh
year.
yeah, I don't care.
You guys never care about my Star Wars.
No,
games.
I don't. It's not that I don't care about Star Wars. I don't care about Kathleen Kennedy.
No one does. That's why
stepping
people
down.
are excited.
Yeah,
That's why it's big news.
That's
because
why
they're
it's big news.
excited.
There's so many people in the comments that are like genuinely cheering for her retirement.
It's a good riddance.
It's a good riddance moment for a lot of people.
I have to say,
She was handpicked by George Lucas 12 years ago.
I don't like the conversation around it. I don't want to participate in because it's become very toxic in the sense of why people are wanting excited that she's stepping down because they're like she was
Girl.
DEI into Star Wars and all that. It's like that's not why the fuck she's stepping down or why Star Wars didn't do well. All right, so if that's the narrative that you're spinning, that Star Wars hasn't been successful because of the diversity of the characters, you are fucking lost in life, probably. And we're all about thinking deep thoughts about shallow things here, but you're fucking thinking way too much about that bullshit. Not because of fucking Rose. Everybody shut the fuck up about that.
Not about that.
That's not about Finn, not about any of those characters. Kathleen Kennedy, unfortunately, maybe just was not the person suited to run Star Wars because, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau exist in the world. And look, if you even Bryce Dallas Howard, Freddie Prinze Jr., right? There's there's people out there that are freaking Star Wars scholars.
Yeah.
And unless there's something I don't know about Kathleen Kennedy's Star Wars.
No, that's just literally all I was going to say is that there's just mixed reviews, but a lot of the comments. And from what I'm seeing, there's not a lot of comments about what you just talked about. It wasn't those characters specifically. It wasn't anything like DEI. It was more of
I've seen a lot of.
Is that what you've seen?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
But I'm also on fucking cesspool of the internet. Apparently.
Yeah,
Can we
apparently.
go back one second? Freddie Prinze Jr., as in Sarah Michelle Gellar, tie into Buffy. Is a Star Wars scholar.
He plays Kanan in
Freddie
Star Wars
Prinze
Rebels.
Jr. I'm gonna glaze Freddie Prinze for a minute.
Wait, what does that mean? is that like a sex thing?
No, it's a term. Look, Freddie Prinze Jr. Let's not get caught up on the terminology. Freddie Prinze Jr. is amazing.
Yes.
He was a writer for WWE. He is, yeah, exactly. He was was the showrunner for the Clone Wars, or was it Rebels?
So he was in Rebels. I don't know. He might have been a showrunner, but he plays an amazing character. And I've seen it, Pablo, where he'll go on rants about people misreading Ahsoka, misreading the Force.
Oh, getting too caught up in the video game of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done so many things within that are in this nerd community that it's kind of crazy. But yes, he learned directly from Dave Filoni.
Yes.
Who learned directly from George Lucas, and he is probably one of the leading experts in Star Wars. I want to say he was the showrunner.
He's probably directed some of the episodes.
No, I want to say. I'm googling it up because Mike Flanagan is a showrunner for a series of Freddie Prinze Jr. Flanagan's also no. Freddie Prinze Jr. was a showrunner for Star Wars something or other.
While you're looking that up,
But he did voice the character, I guess, Star Wars and Star Wars Rebel.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, go for it.
Jon Favreau, little known movie that he made. I have it it's Love and Sex. Has anyone seen that? 2000. So good. It's so funny with Famke Johnson, or however you say. How do you say her name? You know what I mean? The girl from X Men.
Which girl from X-Men? Rebecca Romaine Stamos?
Jansen.
Famke
Jansen. Famke.
I know Rebecca Romaine Stamos, Halle Berry.
Yes, you don't.
Oh, you're talking about Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
2000. You got to look at that movie. It's good.
What's it called?
Love and Sex.
John Favreau is very talented.
I love him. But
Yeah.
but no one's seen that movie and it's very good.
I've never
That
seen
was
it.
the point.
All right.
I
Movie
was,
recommendation from Chandra.
I was a child.
This might be a trivia
I don't think
question.
I was able to go see a rated R movie.
Wow.
Well, you're an
Year
adult
2000.
now.
Yeah.
2000.
Yeah. Comedy romance, 1 hour, 22 minutes.
She's a beautifully talented magazine writer who turned her own life into an inspiration when she begins an impossible assignment. Within 24 hours, Kate must write a single woman's guide to love and sex.
Trust me, that it's way funnier than
This
that. It's
sounds like
making it
Sex in the
sound-
City.
No, it's not. And there's a hilarious part. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but where Jon Favreau goes on a little tirade because she starts hooking up with his favorite actor, and it's just hilarious. So
I mean, I'm down to watch it.
it's not like a sappy rom-com or anything. Like, not that there's anything.
All
wrong with
right,
those,
Sean.
but
Look, I'm gonna report back.
good.
This is the second thing that's been on a live stream. Was the other one was a Fox Runner or something like that? I gotta find it again. Nathan recommended on the abdominal stretch, and now you're recommending this Jon Favreau Love and Sex. I will report back in a minimum. You got to give me 2 weeks to add it into the queue. But if you fuck
Yeah,
this,
I already told him he's got to watch something.
I
anyway.
will-
if I watch this and it's not good,
We'll talk about it.
we're
We'll talk
gonna,
about
we're gonna talk about
You
it.
can
Yeah.
call me up and I'll talk to you about it.
We'll invite Sandra back on
Chandra.
the podcast. Chandra.
Wow.
Thank
That
you.
is 100%.
I'm not coming back now.
Whoa.
Well, when
Maybe-
she comes back, I will not be here.
No, I just really
I've got
dropped
conditions if I'm returning.
the
Tommy
ball
Joe,
on that one.
Gone.
I am just trying to pull up this next segment video because there we go. Look at that.
Today's haul.
That's how we move on from news and stuff. We just go right into the next segment.
Today's haul.
Yeah, that is my adorable little man, little human dude that supplied the super awesome intro for today's haul. Ty and I, like I said, we went to all the comic book stores, and if you are here for the comic book portion of this show, which is kind of what the show is about, we are giving away a comic book. The comic book that we are reading this week, Crocodile Black. By the way, let me pull up all the Crocodile Black stuff, by the way, and get everything all super ready here. From Boom Studios, the Phillip Kennedy Johnson is the writer of this. Sam is the illustrator. Sam, I want to say, is some sort of acronym, maybe, for the artist's real name, but the artist is going by Sam, according to this book, is what we're going to be discussing. There was a trade that dropped today, issues 1 through 5. However, on the show, we're only going to talk about issue 1 because we don't want to spoil the book, but it is kind of the hook that gets you into the comic. I love this book. I do have the single issues. Definitely think it is worth reading. This is why we're looping back around to this. We've done this before. We've talked about Crocodile Black before, but it was an early episode, kind of harken back on the fact that we are constantly improving and getting better.
And I wasn't here.
By the way, Brandy was in the chat. She said, respect the sha-sha.
Yeah, I saw that. I was laughing really hard
Yeah,
at
you-
that. Yeah, so
Come in
respect-
your defense,
respect
Chandra.
If I got Brandy in my corner, you're toast.
Yeah. Crocodile Black. We did do an earlier episode of this, but we wanted to loop back around. Actually, it's funny because that episode, when we were kind of getting started, we didn't have Ty. That was like our second or third episode, and we didn't have Ty on that episode. And it's like, cool, now we're going to be able to do it like me, Tommy, Jeff, Diddy, and Ty, and it's going to be a thing. And then Diddy goes and gets sick. She done got sick. No, you can't control that, clearly. But it's like, what's the universe not trying to get us all together to talk about this book? But Chandra is here. She said that you're not a big comic book reader. You're not. Is this your first comic that you've read?
No, it's not.
In how long?
Oh, yeah, probably a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying.
I read novels. I'm like
That's
a
okay.
urban paranormal, urban fantasy.
You read books without
slut.
pictures.
Yeah.
An urban fantasy slut.
Smut.
Oh, that's what you said. I'm like a book.
They are
urban
very
fantasy-
slutty, but no, it's
Okay.
smut. Smut
Oh,
is
you
really
read-
big right now.
Smut
Yeah.
is huge.
Oh, right?
It is wild.
Yeah,
course.
TJ loves it. Somna.
Yeah. I'll recommend Somna to you. You want some good smut.
There's a lot of
It's all about some somnum.
Comic of
moments.
There's a. We'll also throw
Wait,
in a
one more
copy
time
of
for the
Lilith.
camera.
And
Look at
actually,
the camera.
I have no idea. Nope.
speaking of Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda, is Amanda Connors on? No, this is just Jimmy Palmiotti that's on this one, actually. Of course, this is the one book that I don't pull up all the information for. But speaking of smut, actually, you know what? We'll do a live unbagging, but you can't show it to the camera.
Yeah.
Pop Scars #1 came out. If you are visiting your local comic shop and you want a comic book that
Pop
you need
Kill.
no prior nerdy knowledge for, I'm sorry, Pop Kill. I'm Pop Scars is
Is
another
the-
book. Is a
Yes.
trade, also really
Yes.
great, exploitation-y. We will at some point talk about that book here on the show as well as hopefully interview the writer creator. But Pop Kill dropped this week at your local comic shop. The creative team, I'm sorry, Mad Cave Studios is trying to put all sorts of things in it. Jimmy Palmiotti, Dave Johnson, and artist Juan Santa Cruz, colorist Brian Reber, letterer Sean Conot, K-O-N-O-T, Conot, bring you Pop Scars. Imagine a world where being the two dominant and compelling cola companies. Oh, I see. The two cola companies, each worth billions, are owned by former conjoined. Fuck, I'm having a hard time reading. Are owned by former conjoined twins who are now separated and have grown to hate each other. So, why am I having a hard time?
I know why.
Would you like to send me
No, I can read.
and then I'll read it for us?
There's no pictures.
That's why. That's why there's no pictures.
This is a lot of words for him.
All right, let's start this over.
Really, from the beginning.
Imagine we're two of the dominant cola
He's
companies.
got to prove something right now.
Each worth billions, are owned by former conjoined twins who are now separated and have grown hate for each other so much that they hire assassins, saboteurs, espionage personnel to meddle with each other on a daily basis. This is a story about brotherly love run afoul, and the people they enlist to do their dirty work. Damn it! For $6.99, this is Pop Kill. Son of a gun.
That was a struggle.
It was a tough one. That was like reading in like class. I felt like I was in like my 6th grade English
You're
class.
doing
You're
popcorn
on the
reading. You're like,
Yeah.
where are we in the book?
Yeah. Oh no,
I
what
was
paragraph?
Yeah. Fuck popcorn reading.
Wait, popcorn reading. What is that?
So you popcorn around it. So now that he's read, he can call on any of us to read the next.
The
one.
next sentence.
Yeah.
Where we left off.
This-
I know that
Could
the term was triggering memories, but I couldn't remember what of.
The trauma will come.
Popcorn says Chandra.
We're popcorn to Chandra. So Chandra, the cool thing about this Pop Kill #1 from Mad Cave Studios is that we went to the fine folks at Comic Hero University, and they were the only ones that had this bag here that has a cover that is
18 plus.
18 plus. And we're gonna open it live on the show. Do we open it?
Yeah.
Do we give this away?
Open
Do
it.
we open it?
We don't have a giveaway today.
Johnny Cal, we do have a giveaway.
We have a giveaway.
Yeah.
We're giving away this copy of Crocodile Black right here, the red virgin variant.
1 of 10.
We will we will talk Crocodile Black. We will give away at the end of today's haul. I'll give you not just that. The winner is going to have an option if they're in chat. I think that was part of the thing. If you are in chat, if you
Johnny California saying
entered-
open it.
okay, we're opening it. Johnny California said it. If you entered our competition and you are in chat and you win this book, we're going to give you an option to pick from some signed comics we have as well. If you're not in chat, you still win the book, but you have to be in the chat to win the other stuff, the signed stuff. If not, it's going to just snowball over, and maybe we'll give some stuff away at WonderCon. All right, let's open it. This is cover D. Chandra, I'm going to let you do the honors.
Okay.
You just can't show it. to
You
the
just
camera.
can't show the camera, but we're
It's rated
But we're
R.
definitely going to cut to you so we can see your reaction and face while this happens.
Okay.
Don't mess up the count. Don't ruin the integrity of the corners.
Oh my Christ! Do you want to open?
No,
it?
I want to just you open it. Let's go. I don't care.
Why,
Gentle.
Please.
It's a thick bag.
Gentle.
why didn't you give her like a scissors?
Yeah, it's a thick bag. Can't have anybody just opening that up. You having a hard time over there? How's it?
It's just some boobies.
That's it?
Just some.
Well, do you want me to describe it?
Yes,
can't show
describe it. Describe it.
It's a woman with her boobies and very erect nipples and a bottle of pop in between them exploding in her face.
Oh, wait, let me see this cover.
I don't think you should see it. No, you shouldn't.
Can I see it?
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
I just described it.
Yeah, that was a pretty accurate description of exactly what this is. I want to show the camera. Hold on.
Just cover the nips.
Should I just cover the?
Yeah.
Do I cover?
Where-
Okay.
You want a deeper issues Nerdcast sticker?
Yes. Hold on. I have one right here.
Okay.
This is Ty
instead
did
of-
bring this up.
So instead of nips, you get Pablo's face.
Yeah, Ty did say you should cut out your face here. Is all right.
You're
Okay.
still on. Is it showing on your screen? It's still showing the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it is showing. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't want to. I'm. It's still showing this, but yes.
Yeah.
This is the cover. It is. Yeah, an exploding bottle of pop, and there's under the Deep Issues Nerdcast sticker. Exactly what Chandra described.
Prominent nipple.
Prominent.
You know what's funny? When we went to the store, Pablo and I grabbed the last 2 covers of cover A.
Yeah.
And then a gentleman came in and looking for the book, and Pablo was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want one of the cover A's?" And was immediately like, "Oh no, that's okay. You just grab the bagged version." Oh, we know why you came in here.
We know why you're here, buddy. From Archie Comics. I'm a fan of this, and Ty, even as soon as I pulled this off the shelf, was like, "You in the Archie horror, the 9 lives of sailing."
God.
The 9 lives of Salem. Killing Adventures presents. Even with 9 lives, can you ever truly outrun the horrors of your past? What happens when those familiar faces finally catch up to you? These are the questions Salem, Sabrina's felonious feline, is asking himself. Damn it. Asking himself. And he fears the answer from writer Cullen Bunn, illustrator Ben Galvin, and Dan Schuing, cover by Robert Hack on this one anyways. This is some Archie. I love the Archie horror because that Sabrina book to me, the Roberto Aguilera Sacasa one, is amazing. And that's kind of what they based the Sabrina Netflix series on. And that Afterlife with Archie is still one of the best zombie comic books ever written. Move over, Walking Dead. It's all about Afterlife with Archie, okay? But this is the 9 Lives of Salem, is available at your local comic shop. If you were ever a fan of Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, I don't know, you look like a Sabrina the Teenage Witch fan, Chandra.
I really like the Netflix one, The Chilling Adventures
Yeah.
except for the final episode, which ruined the entire season
They-
for me.
I don't know what happened with that show to where it seemed like they were just trying to wrap it up, but that's what it seemed like. It just seemed like it got a little
It's
late.
one of those like I loved it so much, and then the final episode just killed it. For
Yeah,
me.
they just Game of Thrones that shit on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. But now you can learn about Salem and the awful shit he did in his past that wound him up in this cat body. That is available at your local comic shop today. I don't know if you want to look at it. Anybody? No? Nobody? Okay. All right. Tommy Jeff, this
I
was
can't
for
quite
you.
reach, so I'll get it later.
Tommy
Oh,
Jeff, we got
yo.
you a gift. Ty, do you have the gift ready on standby?
I have the bag.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
There's
what,
a bag.
what about the thing that's in
There's
the
a
bag?
bag.
Well, you can have this one too. I don't know. Whichever one. Godzilla versus Chicago, #1. There's 2 covers to this, by the way. I know last week we had the Godzilla heist, which is dope. The
Mhm.
Godzilla books are just hitting right now. The folks at Godzilla are they're cooking. But this is a one shot from IDW Publishing. Godzilla is coming to America, and in his first stop, Chicago. Join as this star-studded crew of Chicago comic creators through these 4 epic stories. So it's an anthology book, and basically it's stories of exactly that. The L Train experience, the L Train experience is its worst delay yet. Godzilla interrupts a major sporting event. A new Chicago-based superhero reaches the end of their rope. This issue features a superstar lineup of creators: Tim Seeley, Mike Costa, Ryan Brown, and Eisner-winning Pee Pee Poo Poo Eisner winning Caroline Cash. Also Ezra Clayton Daniels. Oh yeah, Ty's wearing the Pee Pee Poo Poo hat. I just love saying Pee Pee Poo Poo.
I want to point out on this cover, they are on a bridge over the Chicago River, essentially showcasing the Dave Matthews Band dropping shit on the boat below them and covering people on the Chicago architecture tour.
I didn't realize
full of this. This is
well, that's for you.
This is so great.
You need that.
Also, fuck the Dave Matthews Band.
Are they from Chicago?
No, but they fucking are not.
Wait, are you a
Chicago.
Godzilla fan? Is that why they
He's
gave
from
that to you?
Chicago.
I'm from Chicago.
Oh, so it's not a Godzilla thing, it's a Chicago.
I mean, Godzilla's fantastic too.
Because there is a tie-in at the Frida. Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, the 1974 Japanese version, is playing on the 15th.
Oh, see, this is Chandra that we were talking about. She's the director club member, Chandra.
You know what's really funny? My mom asked me if I was Godzilla yesterday. We went to Disney, and what plays around in my head sometimes is the Stitch scene where he's like destroying the city.
Oh yeah,
and I was doing that, like doing this walk and everything. I'm like, I'm destroying things. And my mom's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm destroying the cities.
Yeah.
And she goes, what are you, Godzilla? And I was like, yeah, I am.
Well, to go along with your book, you got to carry it home. I've been meaning to give this to you for a while.
What do you guys? What is this? Is it like my birthday or something?
I don't know. We just like Ty always thinks of people.
And it has TJ.
Oh, that's so
on
dope. TJ, City of Chicago. I love this.
There you
Oh
go.
man.
Now you can make your groceries in the TJ bag.
Ah, dude, look at that.
There you go. Chicago. Sweet home, Chicago.
Wow. I love this. Ironically, I'll be in Chicago all of next month.
There you go,
Yeah.
Tom and Jeff. Oh yeah, you're gonna leave us. You're gonna take a hiatus
I'm gonna be gone for 4 weeks.
to enjoy all that deep dish Chicago pizza.
So I'll be in Chicago. Ah, dude, I'm so excited.
There you go.
This is so dope.
Other book we were not able to track down this week, but we have discussed. Day the Dead Girl from Magma Comics, #4 dropped from Amy Garcia and AJ Mendez. Easily some of my new favorite creators out there. They're so really awesome with their fans. But the Day of the Dead Girl comic has been amazing. Issue 4 dropped at your local comic shop this week. I wish I had a version to show you. Check it out. Find Day of the Dead Girl. Go check out our Day of the Dead Girl episode. We do kind of do a review on that first issue. Seasons #2 dropped as well. The new Rick Remender, Paul Esqueda comic. We did a Seasons episode. Fantastic book. Ended up on our poll. I'm definitely going to get all these copies as well as the deluxe edition hardcover whenever that just comes out. By the way, we also found out that apparently Gromitz is getting a deluxe edition hardcover with I think a skateboard or something or other. Look,
Yeah,
whatever.
that's an
Fucking
Insta buy, no?
sign me up.
Yeah, that's an Insta buy. No,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Gromitz, my favorite book last year. And then Kelly Sue DeConnick's masterpiece, the thing that added the levity that we needed on a very particularly sad week in November of 2024. #4 of FML.
You got the wrong one.
Oh no, that's not up on the thing. That's just what I was reading
Oh.
about. The #4 of FML dropped this week at your local comic shop. Go check out our FML episode. Also one of my new favorite comics. Kelly Sue DeConnick. This needs to win an Eisner. Like this book is so fun. Like I said, maybe comics also, or just like any sort of good story or pop culture, can hit you just at the right time. So maybe like the day that this book came out, like I said, we were all feeling a very particular way as a society, I think. But it just brought the levity that we needed, and it's a really just fun story too, also about the generations. I just posted something about how millennials are way cooler than Gen Zers, directly from a Gen Zer, and then also them finally admitting that Gen X and millennials are the generations. Gen Zers are unbearable. Sorry, Gen Zers out there. We'll teach you. We will guide you. Yeah, that was today's haul.
I support this all.
I don't know who's. Do you support? Thank you, Tommy Jeff, for supporting.
I do too.
Thank y'all.
Tommy Jeff was like, last week, awful. This week, all right.
This
It
week's
was-
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Chicago's talked
Chicago,
Chicago
baby.
mentioned in chat.
Godzilla in Chicago. Like, how does it get better than that? Once more, we're reading Phillip Kennedy Johnson and Psalms Crocodile Black. We're going to be giving away this variant. At the end, we'll be announcing. I'm going to have Chandra pick at random based on the amount of people that went into the comments for the Crocodile Black book. If the winner is in the chat, here's what we'll be giving away. All right. Or they'll be able to pick from these options. If they're not, you still get the Crocodile Black book. We'll post it in our stories. But there's lanyap. You know, guys want to know what lanyap is? In New Orleans, lanyap means not that. Lanyap just means a little something extra. So you get a little something extra if you're here live. Not, you still win something. But I don't know what happened to the things that I'd set aside. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. This is to pick from. You can get this trade from Magma Comics of Principles of Necromancy right here, signed by the writers Colin Kelly and Jackson Lanzig. Really awesome, beautiful, like horror-y anthology story, body horror.
Yeah,
if you will. This is totally body horror.
Yes, it is. I remember.
Yeah, this is 1,000% body horror. Since we're talking about body horror, yeah, this was intentional. We did that on purpose. We're talking about body horror. We are giving away a really cool body horror book, Principles of Necromancy. Hit him with that air horn, baby. Signed by Jackson Lanzig and Colin Kelly. You could pick that if you win. Also, we have, this is a second printing, but it's a beautiful cover. And the second printing had a different cover of Daniel Warren Johnson and Riley Rossmo and, of course, Mike Spicer. The moon is following us. What are y'all giggling about over there?
I think I found my favorite comment.
Master Shake in the comments says, I want an autographed photo of Pablo recreating that comic cover.
Of which are the Principle of Necromancy or the moon is following us?
The one prior to this.
Okay. The moon is following us.
With the pop and the erect nipples?
Oh, yeah. I would recreate that. Hey, that might be the thumbnail for this episode.
He's got enough to work with.
Yeah. The Moon is Following Us by Daniel Warren Johnson. You get this exclusive second print cover. This is what's really, I love that they did. And Grommets kind of did this too. The second printings weren't just like a different version of the first printings. They were exclusive covers in their own.
Yeah.
So there you go. Signed by the man himself, DWJ, Eisner winning Transformer writer, do a power bomb. Space Mullet, Murder Falcon, Daniel Warren Johnson. I also have this Hannah Rose May signed copy of this variant comic, like Tommy Jeff over there with lust in his eyes, brother.
I don't think y'all understand how obsessed I am with
this. Is a great book. Exorcism at 1600 pen by Hannah Rose May. So topical. She kind of did this really cool. I don't know. She drew like a little thing there. She's a sweetheart, excellent writer, and Vanessa Del Rey is quickly also becoming one of my new favorite artists, along with Peter Kowalski. It's like the two most recent artists that I've discovered that I'm like, I'm really in everything they do. Also, look, last week's contestant said, hand this off to somebody else. You can also pick from the Stray Dog signed by Anthony. I want to say his name's Tony Fleece, but I want to say he signs at AMF because he may be Anthony Michael Fleece. So I'm going to call him Anthony Michael Fleece. Signed this in 2021. There's a trade of Stray Dogs. This is Memento meets Oliver and Company. Basically a Disney dog version of Memento. One of the best horror books to come out in the last couple of years. I love this book so much. Him and Trish Forrester are also writers and creators of Feral. But those are the things you can pick from. Once we get through it and we announce a winner, if you are somebody who entered our competition and you're in the chat, thank you. We appreciate your time and you listening to our bullshit just to win some free comics. Hopefully the free comics pulled you in, but our charm and misinformation keep you coming back. Yeah, let's talk about the son of a gun. You know what? We didn't pull out any of the graphics. And I said I was going to do that. Didn't I?
Yes.
But I didn't.
And I was like, you sure? You're like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry. Why don't you give me a little breakdown of what the book is? Well, I guess opening thoughts here. I will pull up a graphic, but what are your opening thoughts about Crocodile Black, Ty? Since this is you didn't get to participate in the first go round documentation discussion.
Yeah.
We'll get your opening thoughts while it buys me time to pull up some graphics here.
Opening thoughts. The cover alone reminds me of, I want to say the video game is Stray Dogs. That doesn't sound right.
Stray Dogs is the comic we just talked about?
No, Stray Dogs is the video game. I'm sorry. There's a video game where the character wears a mask and a black hat and they're hackers. And that's like the whole point of the game. So that's where I thought this book was going. Because, you know, the premise of the book was in the time of the pandemic.
Oh, yeah. When everybody's locked away. So why wouldn't
locked
it?
away. Like, I'm like, okay, so this must be like an espionage type of bank heist type of book. And then, you know, first couple panels, you said like, what, this like 30 odd pages. So the point of a first issue comic is to drag you in. Of murder.
Sorry, hold on. I think you dropped out there for a second. We got a brick wall. You rewind just 2 sentences there.
What did I say? Oh, the first couple pages are what you want.
Is that sorry, Jeff? Did you step on a bullfrog over there?
I don't.
Is that,
Wait,
what was the question?
was that a barking spider?
Where?
Never mind.
I'm so confused right now.
We're doing great.
This is going off the rails.
Initial thoughts. Okay, Ty.
Initial thoughts.
You thought it was going to be a hacker book.
Yes, I thought the book was going to be about a hacker, like
And
trying to
it's-
get from, like trying to like steal. You know, again, you see the cover. It's like maybe he's trying to steal like a rare black crocodile. It's an albino crocodile. It's like a rare all black crocodile, and he's trying to hack. Or it's like the name of a software. I don't know. But obviously, the book starts with the opening sequence of a murder, and that is what you want. You want something that's going to draw your audience in. That, you know, you open a book. If you're bored within the first couple of pages, why bother reading the whole book? Obviously, I was drawn in, read the entire thing.
But all right, let me pull up here the first, because it is they advertise it as I like that it's a pandemic noir. Because we all lived through the pandemic. That was a shared trauma amongst everyone. So it's something that we all understand. Not much needs to be taken to paint the picture. But let's just kind of talk about the first panel here, which I love. Because we open up on just a snake.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if there's obviously I'm going to say that there is intention behind this. I don't know what it is, and this is a first. I mean, like, we can sit here and speculate so much, but it opens up in like a swampy sort of area. It opens up to a snake, somebody doing something sneaky, something suspicious. I love this art. I think Sam is the colorer as well, right? Do we have that? Does the art and color? So really beautiful way to kind of create this instantly weird tension. And then do you notice something about the character's pupil? In there, like it's like a cat eye?
It almost reminds me of The Substance.
It's like a snake eye.
Where it's like
or a crocodile eye.
A crocodile. Oh, look at Chandra.
I mean,
Chandra, this is your first book that you've read in a long time. Comic book. Sorry.
I read many leather-bound books at home.
Smut. You said leather-bound smut.
Well, yeah, I'm classy.
Yeah, and it's leather. She likes the leather. Real quick, it is illustrated by Sam, but it's colored by Patricio Del Peche.
Oh.
And Sam is their, like you said, their artist name. It's Somnath Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Sam is just the artist name.
It's their preferred name.
Chandra, how do you feel about this book from like just cover, first couple panels? Like anything that you got? Because this is the one time when you can literally judge a book by its cover.
From the cover only, we've already established I'm not a big comic book person per se, but I can definitely appreciate
Well, don't say it like that.
the medium and the artwork, and I would be more likely to frame them necessarily than to read them. So I like the cover. I think it opens a lot of questions and makes you want to open the comic book and read it. Inside, the difference in the coloring in his kind of mood and personality when they change get darker.
Yeah.
both as his personality gets darker and the comic, the artwork gets darker. And then when he is in like talking with the family and stuff, it's much lighter and the coloring. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I do. That's like what's beautiful about the medium is the ability that you have to tell story. I mean, and
Conveying
just like
emotion just by looking
just
at it
by
visually.
coloring.
Yeah.
Just like a film, right? There's psychology behind the color. And you know what the opening does remind me of? It reminds me of, this is weird. It reminds me of the opening of the Harry Potter movie with Nagini. Slithering into the death. I mean, like, this is obviously very different, and I hate to kind of just compare, like, so like trivialize this, but it does remind me of that. Like, it's something that and just like the way that movie opened is like the snake is kind of leading you into something that somewhere that you're not supposed to be, and something that is going to happen that shouldn't happen. And I think that's what
ominous.
Yeah, it did. It felt ominous, right? It built up, and Ty's right. It opens up with basically a killing right off the bat. Yeah, it created this really weird. There's two snakes. I don't know any snakes. But yeah, it opens up with two characters, I guess, or supposed to have some sort of meeting or whatever. There's like a dinging at the door, and yeah, you get a pretty brutal headshot, eyeball flailing. Nice, cool boom sound effect, gun muzzle flashing sort of scene. Were you expecting that?
No.
Anybody? Any feelings? Did this make you feel any certain sort of way?
I felt like the character wasn't very likable, but I don't suppose
He's not
supposed to be.
Okay, so all right, so we get into, all right, we open with the murder. And you're right. Then we're very quickly introduced to our protagonist. Well, hold on. Well, we do get the really cool snake, I guess, eating the body thing afterwards. No, and nobody got. I mean, that was cool.
I don't think he's eating it. He's just. I don't even know that the snake is necessarily real. He's just.
See, well, I don't think the snake was eating it because its head is away from the body.
Wait. Hold on. Chandra just said something. Did you say you don't think the snake is real?
Not necessarily. It could just be part of, as his other personality comes out.
So you're assuming that the character we're introduced to shortly after is the person who's committing the murder.
Yeah.
That never even dawned on me.
I was gonna say, like, is the snake in the murder?
Yeah,
like,
the
not
kid.
the same person.
The murderer at the beginning of this book, not the same person who we cut to. That is
snake.
You're confusing me. Yes, I'm assuming that it's a flashback. It says 1 month earlier and then goes to the kid who's leading up to taking.
No,
I don't want to give too much away.
No, okay, no, we're not giving this away because this is a spoiler. Because because the kid discovers this crime scene at the end. Am I wrong here?
No, it's two different. Yes, you're wrong. Did you read this book?
Yeah.
Because.
All right, no, give it to me. Okay, let's go.
In the very first pages is a murder. And then it was 1 month earlier is the kid. During the 1 month earlier flashback is when he finds the dead body.
Then I didn't read the book clearly.
Giving away too much, which is leading him into the things that happen after.
So you're saying this kid is the murderer. That snake.
Do you want people to read the book?
Absolutely. I mean, like, this is issue 1. We're not spoiling anything because there's 4 more issues.
Okay.
So issue 1 is meant to do exactly that. What you're doing is it's meant to hook you in to whatever kind of weirdness that they introduce. And there's so much weirdness in this book, but you're right. I guess the character that we get introduced to pretty quickly. Do they say his name in the book, by the way? They definitely do, right?
No. Wait.
Yeah, you're right. It does say 1 month earlier. Oh, man.
Yeah. And then there's that whole little squiggly red.
Yeah, the little red kid that's kind of following.
That they talk about whatever happened with his younger brother.
His name is Danny.
His name is Danny.
Danny, right? They do kind of say. So Danny is very quickly kind of obviously suffering from some sort of mental disability that was triggered by trauma. Chandra's right. There is. I'm still trying to kind of pull stills as we're reading in real time. But there is kind of a thing that he sees and nobody else sees around him, which is weird squiggly drawing. You quickly find out that Danny has some sort of trauma from his past. If somebody was very close to him, they say it's a brother, right?
Maddie.
Yeah. And man, oh, this is all coming together for me. I really love this book. I didn't. Okay. Go past.
I don't know also necessarily that he's seeing the little red squiggly thing, or if it's just meant to be that that's on his mind, maybe, or something.
That's true.
It's a part of his disorder, no?
Well, they said something about like escapism,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but that's not necessarily like hallucinations. I don't know. There was a lot of unanswered questions.
There is a lot of unanswered questions. I do love this. I also, once more, it takes place in the middle of the pandemic. So like all of the things that were the traumas that we remember about having to like wear masks and the social distancing and whatnot. We wouldn't be able to do this podcast even if we were still in that pandemic.
Oh, I take back what I said. He does seem to see him.
Yeah,
because he's looking
okay.
in the rearview mirror as
Yeah.
they're saying, "When's the last time you saw it?" And then he sees the guy in the
Yeah, and he gives like a
Yeah.
weird little scowly growl. Yeah, I don't think he's very likable either. And maybe that is intentional. Maybe he's not supposed to be a likable character. But yeah, he definitely seems to be having some sort of disorder, some sort of hallucinations. If the murderer at the beginning of the book is Danny with the alligator eyes, then you're right. Maybe the snake's not real. How is the snake not real? The snake's real. We see the snake on the branch. That means that that's a sign that the snake is real. But
The little red squiggly thing isn't real, but it's there. You see him.
there's a difference. So Danny is basically like some sort of like grocery delivery driver, an Uber Eats driver, maybe Instacart, whatever. Uber Eats, Instacart. Which one do you prefer?
I've never used either.
I don't use either.
Either. No Instacart? Amazon Fresh? Oh, that's right. You have a Prime account.
Yeah, no Amazon for me.
Chandra?
No Amazon in my household, I think.
Whoa, okay. Get off your high horse here, all right, buddy?
I like
We
DoorDash.
get it.
I mean,
You pay extra for
I-
delivery fees.
Yeah, absolutely not. I'll get in my car and drive the 20 seconds.
To go get- Yeah. All right, fair. Danny is an Uber Eats or Instacart delivery driver. Look at him looking here all innocent. I just realized, I don't know if this is new on StreamYard, but you can upload images without converting them into a PDF now. Really great. I know, look at you guys. Technology is evolving. Knocks on the door. Opens said door. This is what did you say, Shonda? There was a specific thing that you were like, I guess, was he given directions to go in?
I said, why did he go inside the house if he's delivering food, even if he was knocking and the door swung open? Who the fuck just walks inside someone's house?
This schizophrenic kid.
Uh,
Right?
Yeah.
No, you
Yeah.
never just knocked on the door and snuck into somebody's house? That's never happened?
I mean,
No.
most house burglars are due to opportunists because the door was unlocked.
Yeah, no, this kid clearly has some
It's a
sort of
fact.
weird disorder. Yeah, and that's exactly what he is. He's probably just some curious, weird little opportunist, and some people are like that. I love a good eye shot, and I love this reactionary eye. I love this. We mentioned this on the first go round, and I know it was like a little kind of simple, of course, like you notice it, but something about the way that this eye is colored and drawn, I really, really love it. If I could frame a piece of this entire comic,
it does seem to be his breaking moment.
yes, it is definitely it's a very weird moment for him, but he discovers a dead body.
Even as he's fixating on the boots.
Yeah.
Where he trails off and stops talking.
Crocodile skin,
Uh-huh.
snake skin.
Crocodile.
Gator boots, baby.
Alligator and crocodile are not the same thing.
What's the difference between an alligator and a crocodile?
The
Is it
shape
the
of their
snout,
head.
the shape of their one you will see later, one you will see after a while?
The location that
Wow.
they
Set yourself up
There
for
you
that
go.
one.
live. He really did.
Yeah.
We're here for this.
I don't like being a part of that.
Yeah, so he kind of, yeah, you're right. He's fixated on, of all things, the boots that this dead body is wearing, which is really weird and really strange. Clearly, this character has, he's just off, right? He ends up, I guess, rifling through trying to find out who the person is. Why is his first reaction not to call instantly, like call the authorities?
He did.
Does he?
Yeah, he
He
does.
tries to.
After
Then
he
but
stares
then
at the
he
boots.
stops talking. Yeah, he gets fixated on the boots and gives up and just
And then he
the
steals
cigarette.
the cigarette of all
Yeah.
things.
The cigarette
nearly
that's in the
burnt
ashtray.
cigarette. It's in his.
No,
it's in his
No, it was in
hand.
the,
Pablo,
the
did you
dead
read
guy's
the
He
hand.
takes it out of his
I
hand.
don't.
I'm looking at it on a very small screen over here.
You literally have the comic book in
You
front
guys,
of you.
no, I don't.
Oh, do you want this copy?
No, I don't have the comic book in front of me. Actually, you guys have the comic book, which is fine. We don't have enough copies. I read the book.
I stole his copy.
You
I-
can have my copy.
No. I have images of it right here. I'm squinting, but they do a close up on the. They do a close up on the ashtray. That's why I just assumed that was the ash. But it is a cigarette in his hand. He takes it in his car. He smokes it. Weird kid. What am I going to say here? And then you guys are throwing me off my game over
Also,
here.
could I just say there's
Yeah.
no way that picking up that cigarette with like the inch of ash on it, and then he's still got the inch of ash in his car, that wouldn't happen.
Maybe it went out and he relit
I
it.
mean, still wouldn't hold on to the
Look,
ash.
it does look a little shorter.
The ash right here is
No,
still
yeah.
on his.
Oh yeah.
Coming from someone who
can do
smoked, that false.
Whoa.
Anyway, that's just
All right. Take it
nitpicking.
easy, Marlboro Jane. All right.
Newport.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. If I
Newport
smoked, I would smoke
Nancy.
a cigarette, menthol.
it's definitely menthol.
I was one of those people that would, if I'm drinking enough, I would smoke a cigarette, but it would always be a menthol cigarette. And if there was no menthol cigarette, so now that California has banned menthol cigarettes, it's kind of great because
Now you won't start smoking.
now I would start smoking if I'm drinking, but I'm never drinking enough to want to smoke anymore, anyways. So there's also that. I'm trying to pull up the other panel. Okay, so Danny takes the shoes, which is also kind of a little bit of an explanation on why you get this cover. And there is such a emphasis on the shoes that he's wearing, is because he has some sort of weird obsession with these Gator boots.
He doesn't. They don't show him
Crocodile
taking-
boots.
Don't show him taking the shoes until the end, though.
No, they don't. But I mean, he's sitting at that dinner table and he's like,
Imagine in the boots.
yeah, he's like
Well,
imagining.
he's eating spaghetti out of them in his mind or whatever. Plus, it's got teeth.
Yeah, that is. There's something really insane about this image. I'm gonna pull it up here. Cause yeah, he's like kind of imagining himself on the boot, and then the next shot is exactly that. It's like a shoe where the opening is a mouth and it has teeth. I'm sorry, this is not pulling up quick enough. Is he eating spaghetti out of it, or is he feeding spaghetti to it?
Oh.
And then notice too,
Ugh.
like his delusions are the color changes, or it kind of has a sort of different aesthetic to it. Just
Got
like
a little bit of like a blur.
I would describe it as the same sort of thing that you get from a CRT TV, where it's kind of the layered image on top of it. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's kind of like it's something that's kind of a delay. But yeah, he is either eating or feeding spaghetti to it. Let's try to speed through this book, but I do want to pull up this image, darn it. Because we are running short on time here.
Good. I really have to pee.
Oh, you got that on. That's Olivia's plight, by the way, here on the show all the time. Yeah, this image. He is definitely feeding spaghetti or eating spaghetti with the shoe. Has a really weird manic episode and breaks down and storms away from the dinner table with his family. Yeah, and then I guess every time they jump into his hallucinations, there is some sort of weird distortion or change within the color.
Yeah. Well, he didn't have a manic episode out of nowhere. His dad started pushing him on where his little brother was the last time he saw him, because he supposedly disappeared, and Danny was the last one to see him.
Which is, I don't, that's a weird one to me, because I also think about that from like a parental perspective of, I mean, God forbid something ever happened to any of my kids. But if you have one and then there's another one gone, I don't think the parent in me would instantly blame my other child for something happening to my child in general. But yeah, the dad's an asshole. Nobody in this book is likable.
Yeah.
Actually,
No, the sister is.
I was gonna say I
Okay.
have no gripe
really
with the
nice.
sister.
She
Like
was
this,
at a movie night.
oh yeah, she's the one kind of
Yeah.
trying to be diplomat and de-escalate the entire situation.
Mhm.
The mom defends him too. She
Mom
tells-
defends him,
she
but
tells the husband to shut up.
yeah, but you can tell in the beginning that mom is very much that person that's like, you still have to like acknowledge dad, be nice to dad, like respect your father, even though like you can see the clear dynamic that the dad doesn't respect him.
Because he's went to his room.
Yeah, definitely not. We cut to shots of the police investigating the scene of the murder or the dead person, as well as, I guess they kind of realized that the boots have been taken off of the victim. Sorry guys, like I said, it's really small. Can y'all go through this last?
Wait.
Oh, there's a snake in the.
Hold on. So yeah, in the panel where in the next page before the page before the police, you can see in the bottom right panel that like he's like it says show us who you really are under there, and it is essentially like a crocodile, and like that's who he is.
Yeah, it's like his
Essentially being.
other personality. Well, that last page that you were just on, where they said the middle panel or middle part that says, this feels weird to say, but I think we're watching somebody find his calling, and then it's the red squiggly line turned into a crocodile.
Yeah.
So that's like who he's imagining himself as.
That is who he's imagining himself as. And I mean, like, even the synopsis of the book kind of gives away a little bit of this, of the walk a mile in dead man's shoes, but it's like, I don't know if this, no, it doesn't come in this synopsis, but one of them was talking about what makes somebody turn to crime, what makes somebody begin a life of crime. So you could be right. This could be kind of origins of a supervillain, not to give anything away from the book. Once more, we're just only talking or discussing in issue 1 isolated. There are 4 more issues that kind of go through this.
I'd say it's like a run-of-the-mill villain, not a super villain.
Well, you don't know. I mean, like, I think anybody who's just willing to take somebody's life could be super evil, right? I don't know. But yeah, the way they kind of frame it up in the book is the synopsis, that he gets lost in escapism and regularly withdraws from the mundane drolls of working his delivery job. So this is something also commonly associated with addiction, where they talk about just like the mundaneness or the regularness of life. I don't know if there's something going on with that, or if they're ever going to tap into that. Maybe it could just be mental disorder. But that's a common thing too within addicts, is the kind of, I need to escape the mundaneness or regularness of life. But yeah, I guess Danny does kind of realize he is, I don't know, deep down inside a crocodile or something. And the police do the investigation. There is a really cool shot here with the police, I guess, or the forensics team pulling or like going through, is this a desk? And then in the corner, you see a little hidden snake. It's like a little Where's Waldo, just peeking out through the cabinet there. Right there. See what I'm talking about? What page is that?
The last one.
I only have these images as PDFs, guys, so y'all got to help me out.
I don't have a book, so I can't.
Oh, you know?
It's
know,
the
looking at me,
last
I'm like, I
one
don't know.
before the to be continued.
Okay, yeah, it's the last issue. And that's kind of how it ends. You see the little kind of snake, that snake that we see in the opening panel.
Where it says getting comfortable in his own.
Yeah, but we'll read the last couple lines here. Is that I don't think this is about this guy cares what anyone sees or thinks. This feels weird to say, but I think we're watching somebody find his calling, getting comfortable in his own skin, and obviously skin, reptile skin, crocodile skin, whatever it may be. All right, let's kind of discuss a little bit or unpack a little bit. How do we feel? Obviously, the book is collected in trade here. You got a little bit of preview of some of the art. How would you describe the book? Is there anything that you guys would? Do you think it's an accurate description, by the way, of like the noir-y element of it all? You said you don't think it's the origins of a supervillain, just a regular villain. Anything stand out to you?
Well, there's got to be a distinction between supervillain and villain. But no,
You're the first time comic reader here, though, Chandra. So is this something that interests you? Is there anything that stands out to you as a non-comic reader? Is this something that would pull you in to read the other 4 issues?
I think the artwork is really good. I think it's interesting how they're foreshadowing things to happen. I don't find him likable or really essentially care what happens to him, so I wouldn't like be needing to follow up and read the next one.
You don't like the character. You're saying you don't think the character is likable enough automatically for you not to continue to
Not
see
that a
what
character has to be likable enough. He just doesn't seem, I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can't empathize with him.
Compelling enough to maybe, yeah, because I can empathize with a lot of bad guys, but
You do like the bad boys.
You do like those
bad boys.
That's what I was thinking. You like
Give
the
me
bad
some
ones.
Luigi. I'm all on board.
You
but-
don't like guys that evolve into crocodiles, clearly.
See, I'm a little hooked on it because the way I'm interpreting the story is that someone planted the boots on the dead body, right? Because he took the boots off of the dead body.
Mhm.
And all over the crime scene that they're investigating is the boots. But isn't that the crime scene that the dead body was at? Or did that finally go
No.
back to the crime scene of him?
I think that's the crime scene from the very first opening.
Okay,
Like,
and
the
that is
se-
the
like
one
it's
that
it's
he
bookended.
committed.
The crime scene that he committed, the crime and ends with the crime scene he committed, where the cops are talking about he's coming into his skin.
Yeah.
Got it.
In
okay.
between all of that is the origin part of it, where he found the boots and became this alter personality, ego, whatever.
Mhm.
I won't lie. I'm still a little confused because the other thing is I don't necessarily think that this killing is Danny.
The first one,
But-
no.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not.
The second one, I can see it being, yeah, because the crime scenes are similar, yes. With it, like practically identical at the end and the beginning. I was just still wrapped up when he took the boots off and like they were still investigating that because they haven't fully gone to.
I don't think they were happening concurrently at
No,
the same
'cause
time. It would still like
because that was like a
flashback.
month back, yeah. Did we go through a panel? Did I pull a Pablo and not see the panel where it goes to current time? 1 month in the future?
Yeah. No. I don't know how. That's what that.
No,
that's,
I'm saying like this. I still think that this murder scene at the end is the same one as the beginning. I think when they're overlaying these panels of him taking the boots off, it's flashback to that in between part where he found the body, took the boots. It's just tying it into the boot prints. That's my take on it. I could be wrong.
There is also a Crocodile Black official comic book trailer, which I love it when they do comic book trailers, where they kind of add a little bit of motion. But yeah, even in the trailer they talk about like a young man that's haunted by trauma of his past sees something he can't look away from. I think for sure there's some sort of mental illness. I think there is a little bit of throwing you off. There's a little ambiguity there onto the continuity of it all. I don't think Danny is well, but I do think it.
Okay,
I don't know if he's a.
Here's why also I think that the beginning and end crime scenes are the same one, because when this guy says, "Holy shit, you're him," he's upstairs. And then they're showing the boots going upstairs from the blood that he's killed the two guys downstairs.
Well, and on this page, it does say 1 month later.
Oh, it does.
And that's what, that's what I thought I saw, and that's what I just wanted. So no, I agree. I do think the crime scene at the end is the crime scene at the beginning.
Right. But when they're showing these like more green toned inserts
They're
inset
going upstairs like it
panels
is at the beginning.
of him taking the boots, that's just like flashbacks.
Yeah.
Within the crime scene that's happening current time.
Yeah, because in the current time, the very last panel before going to the previous month is the stairs going up.
Yeah, they could have made the 1 month earlier, 1 month later thing a little more prominent.
So you're not gonna. It sounds like you're invested, Chandra, but you're not going to continue reading the book. You're saying.
I would ask you what happened. I wouldn't necessarily run out to go find out myself.
So you would ask to borrow the comic.
Okay.
Ty, being that this is your first book, single issues are hard to find. This was not a high print book, but it is now collected in trade. Are you going to go get a trade of this book? Or are you still invested in the character in the comic?
I know the trade's out, and obviously it's not a spoiler because I've never read it. Am I allowed to make a prediction?
Yeah.
So one of two things. You saw Moon Knight, right?
Yeah.
You think it's either that situation where there were two brothers and he psychologically thinks he's both,
Okay, yeah, it could be that.
Or maybe the reason why he's so obsessed with these boots is maybe that was the bond he had with this brother. They bonded over reptiles, or the brother wore crocodile boots, something of that nature.
I think the little brother was the
killer.
No, he's a child.
Well, he disappeared.
This picture, he shows of him on the tricycle in the beginning.
But he disappeared, so we don't know what happened to this little boy.
Yeah, there's definitely more that's going to tie into that.
So
that
maybe the little
backstory
boy is the killer, and that's why he's so obsessed with these boots, and he's obsessed with this killer because he thinks it's his brother.
Boom Studios does say too, this is the perfect thriller for fans of Kill or Be Killed and a righteous thirst for vengeance.
Both were great books.
Yeah. Would you compare this to any movies that you guys have seen that you could be like, hey,
vengeance. Maybe he thinks that these guys
killed his
little
brother. Oh, that too. There you go.
Maybe. But would you compare this to a film at all? Anybody? No? Or what would you say? What was the, because I don't know, right?
I don't think there's nearly enough to tell.
There's not enough information for the first issue. I'm in.
So it keeps you curious, correct?
Yeah.
But I will say this isn't a book where I need every single like collected issue. I would probably buy or borrow the trade. I don't think.
You're borrowing the trade too, guys. But
Well,
I'm buying and y'all are borrowing my trade.
Yeah, 100%. My thing is like what got me invested in this is Danny's character has me invested, and everything. And the reason being is because I'm very curious about the personality disorder. I'm very curious about the mental health side of his character than I am of the rest of the book, because I want to see how that plays out. I would love to see how they grow that with him, and I'm very curious on what he's actually perceiving, even more so as his character evolves. Like, what is the depth of what this is? You know,
there's a lot to explore in the in-between month when they go a month previously to current day. Like what happened in between when he stormed out of the house to lead to that.
Yeah,
to him starting to kill people. Like,
my understanding,
the thing is though, like how many people did he kill for him in a month's time to be like to get that reaction of, oh no, you're him?
Yeah.
Like how like
did he follow the line of to get information out of people?
Maybe.
I will say there's I like that it's set in the pandemic and that it does deal with somebody. So as somebody who lived through like the pandemic also reminded me of like Katrina, and New Orleans post Katrina was a very odd time, and it was another sort of situation where there was a lot of shared trauma amongst people, and there was like every day you would read the most horrific stories. And I think even if you guys have ever watched the HBO show, Treme, they kind of tap on like the psyche of people living once their like normal life has been disrupted. So on top of this trauma, adding this social trauma to it, I think adds a pretty interesting layer. I picked up like issues, the single issues, like I said, but I don't even think I was able to make it through 5 because it wasn't a high print run book, and a lot of people didn't order the issues, or they would order like 3 issues and it wasn't on my pull list, and I would go in and be sold out. So I was very scattered on the story, but I am going to buy the trade.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to borrow my version, I guess you can. But it is, from the other issues I read, it does seem very dark, which I don't know. I'm in the good headspace to be like, I want to read the super dark thing.
Life feels really dark in general right now. Adding more onto that is.
So is this the book you need?
I welcome the darkness.
Yeah.
Tommy Jeff.
I like horror comedy. I need something that's softened.
Yeah.
Like,
horror comedy is great.
We went a little
Speaking
long.
of, you should see The Monkey if you haven't seen it.
Oh, no.
I want to see that.
So good.
We went really long. Chandra, I'm going to scatter through this list of comments, and you're going to close your eyes and point. I'm going to like scroll through it really quick. You're going to scroll your eyes, and you're going to point, and whoever it lands on.
Can I just tell you to stop once you're scrolling?
Yeah, I guess that's not as fun.
Where am I pointing?
To my phone. I'm going to get up, and we're going to do like a little wheel spin.
Oh.
You're going to be like, whatever. Just tell me to stop. I'm going to scroll. I'm stopped. No, it's funner if you do it. Hold on.
Wait, and I loved how you went, I'm stopped. Like, you stopped yourself. You didn't.
Yeah, you didn't get a chance to
You didn't even let Chandra do it.
Hold on.
Like, and I'm stopped.
Okay. Put your finger out. Hold on.
Didn't even do it right.
Okay, hold on.
Why does she need
How
to
do you
close her
start
eyes? She should just stop it with her
So
eyes
I'm not
open.
picking out my best
she's
friend
not-
or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even know your phone.
Hold on, ready? 3, 2, 1. My phone's ready. Okay.
We'll get a wheel
Fuck,
spin.
hold on.
next
You
time.
didn't see which one I pointed.
Okay. One more time.
Pablo, for fuck's sake.
Okay, thank you.
Jesus.
Gray dot shine.
There we go. Great. And I will say Great Shine is probably the person that posted most. So
The odds are in their favor.
is Gray Shine in the chat. I do see we have, I'll give you about 1 minute here to answer. Classic heel psychology.
I will.
Dolly.
I will say what I did love about this book. I do really like the art, so much so that when I was trying to look up more information about the artists, I found they're on Kirby's comics, so like the art list.
Okay.
Their art is really good. They actually do a lot of body horror as well.
Oh,
It's funny enough. on
man, this
brand.
should be Gator Boots and Body Horror should be the name of this
Crocodile.
episode.
Crocodile.
No, but it doesn't have the same ring as Gator shoes or
Not
Gator
the
boots.
same animal.
It's dial boots.
Is there
I
a
sent you
term?
the Wikipedia definition of body horror.
Oh, did you?
Well, did you get it? You didn't.
Okay, no, I'll read it right now while we wait to see if Gray Shine pops up. If
Body
not,
horror is a subgenre of
if
horror
not, he
that
did-
focuses on the graphic transformation, mutilation, or destruction of the human body.
oh, there you go. You sent me a copy of the Chandra the Jungle Girl DVD on Amazon. Is that
I did.
also
It's a true thing.
Chandra's attacks come only by the light of the full moon. This checks out. This is very much you. And they're always fatal. But this wild creature from the jungles of Brazil doesn't maim or destroy her victims. She pleasures them to death, training their vital essence sexually. 4 biologists set out to capture and study this elusive predator, but their pursuit becomes a race against time as Chandra winds up stalking them instead.
Great cover art, not good movie. Unless you're into like softcore that's reminiscent of
USA Up All Night.
80s, but actually was in 99, I think, or something.
Oh, look. Okay, hold on. I was supposed to put winner here. I got the wrong thing. Winner, Gray Shine, you won. Thank you so much for participating. You didn't respond within the chat, but you did win this comic capsule with this virgin variant. I will post this in the stories and we will ship this off to you ASAP. Crocodile Black there, folks, from Boom Studios. Check out their book at your local comic shop. Anything we want to plug? Chandra, where can we find you once more online if the fine folks out there want to find you online?
Octopod Online, OCTOPOD.
Yeah.
That's my business one.
And she'll send you a price sheet if you need somebody to run some social media, if you need somebody who knows how to create actionable items, if you need somebody who's organized, and if you're all scatterbrained like me, Chandra is like the solution to all your problems.
Not all of them. but
Not all of them.
A lot of them.
A lot of your social media problems. Ty.
Yes. You can find me at Ty Photography. That's it. And you can find me here at the Deeper Issues Nerdcast.
That's right. Tommy Jeff, where can we find you?
Apparently, you can find me at the Tommy Jeff
That's right.
and at the Deeper Issues Nerdcast.
And at the you're a Deeper Issues Nerdcast exclusive. I like saying that, but you're not anymore. Now people,
You know, it's funny. Someone, I was talking to someone today, and they said that all I ever post on my Instagram is the podcast stuff. And I was like, that was the intent for the Instagram.
I'm not trying to cue you out.
Wow,
so-
I just
I'm
got
not
the
trying-
music.
No, I was
Yeah,
like,
y'all.
Wait, the Tommy Jeff, you have one post.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I need your service.
Are you a bot?
no,
It's a little sneaky link at the top.
No, yeah, I made this in November. I am very like not.
It's March now almost.
How much do you want me to post?
More than once in 3 months would be good.
Well,
I
now you
just
found
put
Tommy
this on
Jeff,
my
and you can
phone.
curate specific memes to him.
Yes, that's true.
That's the purpose. No, it's funny. Tommy Jeff is not. He did not have social media until we were like, "Hey, we need somebody to help keep an eye on these things and run some social media things, and he just had to. Then we forced him to be. Ty doesn't want to be on camera, and he's here. Tommy Jeff doesn't want to be on social media, and he's there. Chandra, you didn't want to be on this couch. Here you are.
I'm supposed to be in pajamas right now, not sitting on your couch.
Reading her smut.
Yeah, I'll let you borrow Somna.
Somna was a good read.
Smut is having a resurgence right now, and it's vastly moved on from stupid.
Like the majority.
What's that one that went all crazy and viral? The bondage book.
50
that one. Yeah, we've moved on.
Yeah, that was crap.
Did you read it?
No,
I never read it.
I was forced to watch that. Cool, you can find me here at the Deeper Issues Nerdcast. Thank you so much for being a little bit long tonight. Be kind, read, and all of your issues.